Hello there, everyone. Welcome to Brew Jackets. It's a fun Blue Jackets themed podcast. My name is Kevin, and joining me tonight is my co-host, Hefty Duck. And like we always do, we invite people to come on the show. So whether if they come on or not, different story. There's always next time. We got a lot of stuff going on today's show to talk about in the Blue Jackets world. They played 3 games since our last show. And unfortunately, they've lost all three. I should be here right now talking on this show saying how they won 2 out of 3.
At least 2 of them, yeah.
At least 2 out of 3. But, they didn't do that, so that's terrible. But even after all I say all that stuff, there's still some good moments in all 3 of those games, and we're going to talk about that. Adam Fantilli has been awesome. Really stepped it up this season for the Blue Jackets. And played really good, and we're going to talk about that. And there's some new contract news that we're going to talk about involving him on what kind of contract he may get and when it may happen. So there's that. We got some hockey jersey concepts to share. And Brutus, the Ohio State mascot, had some fun little silly shenanigans at the Ohio State-Michigan football game. We're going to talk about that and so much more. Let's get going, everyone.
Oh, yeah. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Hope everyone had a good holiday weekend. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Hopefully everyone had a good one and was not sick like I was. If you can hear it a little bit in my voice. I mean, I'm 99% better. I just got a little stuffy nose yet, so I probably sound a little stuffy here and there, so excuse me. I don't want to hear any comments about it. But if you would like to leave a comment, feel free. You derail the show. We don't give a shit. We have things we want to talk about, but we'll gladly discuss whatever you want. So I gotta mention our YouTube, so don't forget to like, subscribe, check out our YouTube. We're trying to grow that as opposed to just growing on Twitter and whatnot. So don't forget to like, subscribe, share, do whatever. We don't sell anything. We're not sponsored. We don't got anything like that. The best thing you can do to support us is to just share our stuff. And we really appreciate that if you would. But yeah, you can leave comments either here. Here. So I'm on Twitter right now. I'm looking at it, so I was like here. But you can leave comments on Twitter, or you can leave them on YouTube, and they will show up. And as long as you're not a total jackass, we will read and discuss them. Yeah. And if you are kind of a jackass, we'll probably just make fun of you. I think we had like one dude we had to ban one time. That was all. Hey. Anyway, but yeah, leave some comments. We love it. Because like I said, we have stuff that we're going to talk about, but we want to know what you guys want to talk about too.
Yeah.
But I forget anything else at the top of the show here? I don't think so.
No. So
on to it. What do you
want? But first, silly mascot shenanigans. I love a good mascot shenanigans, and that's exactly what Brutus, the Ohio State mascot, did at the Ohio State Michigan football game this past Saturday. I love a good mascot shenanigans. So here we have Brutus, the mascot for Ohio State, having some fun here, a little silly shenanigans, because it was cold and snowy at the Ohio State Michigan game. And so what does Brutus do? Brutus spells out the word Ohio in the snow. You can see there on the snow. Brutus also, of course, because, in the end, it was at Michigan, and at the end zone, it says Michigan. It's a blue background, and it's a blue background in Michigan in yellow letters. And Brutus sees that little, M right there, and he crosses it out with an X. And I like it. It's funny. It's silly. All this talk about, you're gonna plant the flag, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do no. That's very lame, not original, boring. You know what's cool? You know what's original? This right here. This is more original, spelling out the word Ohio and crossing out the letter M with an X. And it was cool because this went viral all over social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and so much more. People loved it, except if you like Michigan. You probably weren't very fond of that. But everyone else liked this because it was awesome. Because I love a good mascot shenanigans. So shout out to Brutus for this. Oh, and also shout out to Ohio State who beat Michigan.
Absolutely. It was good to see that they didn't mess it up this year.
Yeah.
What is he? One for 4?
Yeah.
1 out of 4?
So Ryan Day was 1-4 versus Michigan, which was god awful, just terrible. It just So like when you're that bad against Michigan, you just go into it thinking like, I hope Ohio State wins, but he's not very good, so they're probably going to find a way to lose it. But you know what? That didn't happen. Ryan Day didn't poop his pants against Michigan this time. He won. He dominated Michigan, so that was great to see. So shout out to Brutus and Ohio State who beat Michigan.
Hell yeah! Good on you, Ohio State. Love to see it.
Yeah.
We love that Michigan hate around here. We also actually don't necessarily hate the Michigan hockey program.
Because because that's where I'm at with Michigan. It's like I like Ohio State, and I'm not very, very fond of the whole Michigan thing, but it's like I can't hate on the hockey team because they're consistently good and they keep giving the Blue Jackets awesome hockey players. Jack Johnson, Kent Johnson, Adam Fantilli, Zach Werenski. It's like, hey, game recognizes game. I got to respect it. You're consistently good at hockey, something I wish Ohio State was. I wish they could produce top talent like you do, but Ohio State doesn't because they don't really care about hockey. And Michigan keeps giving the Blue Jackets awesome players. So it's awesome hockey players. So it's like 1 out of 10. Everyone gets like one nice thing. And that's like the one nice thing I'll say about Michigan.
Because you talked about it a little bit last week, and I didn't weigh in on it then because I had to go. But speaking of the Michigan hockey team, speaking of Ohio State versus Michigan, last week, about a week and a day or two ago, Michigan and Ohio State played each other twice.
Hockey
in Michigan.
Yeah.
And the first game, Ohio State lost 2-5. The second game, Ohio State lost 1-8 for a total of 3 and 13 or whatever.
They
3 goals to Michigan 13.
They got smoked by a combined score of 13-3.
Yeah. He blown it that bad. That bad. Yeah. Like, I get it. You're not a hockey school per se. But like I mean, they're still supposed to be decent.
Yeah.
They're still supposed to be like a good team, and it's not like they're not good. But man, looking at their record this year, they're 5-9.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Because they don't play near as many games as the NHL does.
No.
So, we bring this up a lot. But Ohio State could be doing a little better with their hockey program.
They could.
Look, a lot better.
Like the women's team is fine because they're playing in 4 national championships and winning 2 of them, and they're being consistently good.
Yeah.
And then you just, wonder what the men's team are doing. Oh, okay, never mind. If you're lucky, they'll have a season where, they'll win like the Big Ten, or they'll make a run to the Frozen Four, and they've been a little bit better making the NCAA tournament every now and again. But it's just like, come on now, guys, let's be like the women's team here. Let's be consistently good. Let's get with the program here.
Play like a girl.
Yeah. And
Literally.
the one time that's not used in a negative way,
Yeah,
just
no, those are
no,
better.
better. And
Oh, fuck.
look, I said it last week on the show when it was just me because you had to go, but I'll say it now again, which is for a school like Ohio State, that's just unacceptable. You should not be getting smoked by a combined score of 13-2, no, 13-3 in 2 games. That's just unacceptable. It should not be happening like that. It just should not be happening like that. It's unacceptable. It's embarrassing. You should not let something like that happen. But the unfortunate reality is that I'm not surprised that something like that happened. When you don't care about hockey, when you don't put in the effort like other schools do, that's what you're going to get. That's the result that you're going to get. You are going to get results like that where you're going to get smoked when you have to play the big dogs like a Minnesota or a Michigan.
Yeah, beat by a touchdown.
Yeah, like
Fuck.
like you when you don't put effort into your hockey program, and then you have to go play the big dogs like Michigan or Minnesota for hockey, that's what's going to happen. You're going to get smoked. It doesn't have to be like that. It shouldn't be like that. Like, let's go. Get off your ass. Let's get with the program here, and let's put more effort into your hockey team.
Yeah.
That would be that's I've been saying this for many times on a show, on Twitter, in real life. That's what I want. We all know Ohio State's good at football, consistently good at football. They just won a national championship. They just beat Michigan. They're going to be in the Big Ten championship game this upcoming Saturday. I'm looking forward to it. But it's like, come on, guys. Let's be known for something other than just football. Let's upgrade the hockey program. You desperately need it because until you put more effort in the hockey program, you are going to be in the same spot, just kind of there. You know, all these top guys, they're looking at you right now and go, "Oh, why would I go there?" They're not historically not very good. They don't develop top talent, so I'm not going to be developed correctly. They don't have the facilities. Why? When I could just go to, Michigan State or Minnesota or Michigan.
Oh, Penn State.
Penn State, who you want to talk about that. That's another thing. Penn State years ago was just like Ohio State, just known for football. But they made the decision to change that. They put more effort into their hockey team. They got upgraded facilities. They got better players. They got better coaches, and they're rewarded for it. They just had their best season ever by going to the Frozen Four. And because all that stuff happened, now you're even rewarded even more. Now you get top guys like Gavin McKenna and Blue Jackets prospect Jackson Smith to come to your school. So, hence, there's what you can do, Ohio State. You can still put all the attention that you want and all the money and the blood, sweat, and the tears and everything into the football team because that's what you are, and that's fine. But you can also, look at Penn State. They were just like you not that long ago, just only caring about football. But then they changed it, and now people are talking about Penn State. Oh, yeah, football. Okay, cool. But, look, hockey. Look at what they're doing over there. They got this, they got that. You can't, Michigan, consistently good at football, but again, consistently good at hockey. Like, that's all I want. Put more effort into your hockey team. Because being just a football-only school, in my opinion, in today's world, it's not good enough. Unacceptable. You should not be getting blown out by a combined score of 13-3. Unacceptable.
It's rough. It's sad.
But that's besides the point. But anyways. But we'll wrap this up here. Shout out to Brutus for your mascot shenanigans. And shout out to Ohio State for beating Michigan in football. That was fun, watching that on TV.
Yeah.
That was fun.
after that first field goal, I was just like, "Oh no, here we go again."
Well, I mean, the first two, they get
Yeah,
the field goal, and then they throw the pick, and then they get the field goal off that. You're down 6-0, just like that. You're like,
and then
oh
they
boy.
didn't get the touchdown at first.
It's like, oh boy.
Yeah,
But you know what? They went down 6-0, and that's all Michigan. That's
yeah.
it, because Ohio State just started scoring, and that was the end of that. It's like, okay, well, thanks for playing, Michigan, but that's besides the point.
Yeah,
But
like,
anyways, on to the next,
on to the next thing.
next thing. This is kind of a silly meme again, silly. So because there's no more Ohio State football games going on, well, Ohio State home football games, they're all done for the season. And this is historically true. This is a silly meme, but there's some truth to it, which is you're going to see a lot more people, supporting the Blue Jackets. It's always like this, where the Blue Jackets, they always get good support, always get good crowd, good attendance, but they always get a big bump in attendance once Ohio State home games are done, because there are people who Ohio State comes first, and once they're done, then they go to the Blue Jackets. And it's always been like that. And it's going to continue to be like that. And when I saw this meme, I had to share it on the show because it's true, which is basically, now that there's no more Ohio State home football games, a lot of more people are going to be like the Homer Simpson on this meme. They got the Ohio State on the shirt, and they're slowly going into the bush and coming out of the bush with a Blue Jackets shirt, because that's just how it is. It's always been like that, and it will always be like that, where the Blue Jackets, now that Ohio State home games are done for football, they're going to get a big bump in attendance, because that's how for many people, that's how people view sports in Columbus. It's like Ohio State, and then, all right, yep, you're done. Okay, we're going to go support the Blue Jackets. See you next time, Ohio State.
There's always the crew too. I think they have a lot of nice support. I
The
don't really
crew,
watch
yeah.
soccer much.
No, the crew do get good support there too, but that's usually after, till like when the Blue Jackets are done, and then everyone goes to the Crew and Clippers for a little bit, and then Ohio State comes right back, and most people are paying attention to Ohio State again, and then Blue Jackets come back, and then it's a little bit of both Ohio State and the Blue Jackets, and then Ohio State's done, and then everyone goes to the Blue Jackets, and it just keeps. The cycle continues. It keeps going and going and going.
Yeah. Speaking of cycles and going and going and going.
Yeah.
Before we talk about the games, you want to talk a little? Do you have anything else? We can talk about some injuries real quick.
No. So, but do you have anything to say about this meme?
Oh no, I already said it, I guess. I find it pretty funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's no secret that the amount of people who go to games get the little bump when Ohio State's not playing.
Yep, it's true.
Not a secret in the slightest.
Nope.
It is what it is. I mean, I'm a much bigger Blue Jackets fan than I ever will be a college team. But I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
I get it.
They were here a lot longer, for a long, long time. They're the big ticket. I get it.
But
anyway, there's tons of Blue Jackets games to go to yet. That'll help people brighten up their cold ass winters a little bit more.
I've always thought that too. Besides the point of, okay, yes, so for some people, like Ohio State comes first, and then once they're done, they go to Blue Jacket games. But another thing I've always thought of is this: it's like, you're in Columbus. What else, from a sports perspective, for a good chunk of that, winter, what else are you going to do? It's the Blue Jackets. That's
does the
it.
Fury play during the winter? Do you know? I don't really pay much attention to
Yeah, they do. They do. But I'm talking generally speaking for most people. What are you going to do? Ohio State's done. No more home football games. What are you going to do? Most people is that people are picking the Blue Jackets, and that's just how it is. It's no disrespect to, like, the Fury, who were owned by Joe Burrow, or even other Ohio State sports, but that's how people view sports in Columbus, generally speaking. It's like, if you're not from an Ohio State perspective, if you're not Ohio State football, then you don't matter. Like, what are you even doing here? I'm not going to. I'll pay attention to you. I'll pay attention to you when football's done, when football's back. And then it's like, okay, well, all right, well, football's over. Okay, well, we're going to go pay attention to the Blue Jackets now. And that's collectively as a whole, that's what Columbus is. There's people that are just Ohio State. Then they go to the Blue Jackets, a little bit of Ohio State Blue Jackets. There's people like you and me that, like, yeah, we like Ohio State, but we're mostly Blue Jackets. But that's just how it is. It's like, it's the winner and Ohio State is done. Like, what are you going to do? You're going to pick the Blue Jackets, and that's how it always is.
Because, I mean, and maybe if you're an Ohio State student, like, their basketball program's decent, and you might go to quite a bit more basketball games because those tickets for as a student are going to be cheap.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works, but you might even just get in. I don't know. But, like, still, what's more exciting?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe there's plenty of people out there that might say, like, oh, I find the NBA more exciting than the NHL. That's fine. Basketball's not my thing. But
that's
they cry when they fall.
Yeah.
And there's nothing that will I mean, y'all ever heard of the Malice at the Palace? Big fight that happened in the NBA, and people still talk about that years later. Dude, there's fights every night. There's can be line brawls like in a game, and next game it's forgotten about. It's on to the next. That's hockey. Hockey's so much cooler than any other sport there is.
But anyways. Okay, on to the next thing.
Speaking of getting hurt, Blue Jackets are once again on the IR. There's some guys out, some fresh guys out, some fresh guys kind of maybe on their way back in a little bit. It happens, especially when you had that big long road trip. You're playing several back-to-backs all the time. You're playing so many games. This is about that time of year when people start to get a little dinged up and whatnot, and they want to make sure that everyone's healthy for the beginning of the year, especially come trade deadline. Because that could be, we'll talk about that later, after we talk about the games or whatever. But currently, Monahan's out. Monahan was not skating today. Neither was Zach Rowensky. Skating at practice. Marchenko's out. He was skating with Goodbranson, who's also out. They were skating. They're doing like their own thing today, I guess, at practice. So good to see them on their feet, skating and everything. That's great. Now, Boone Jenner has been out for like a while now, but he is nearing return. He was at practice today. He was on a line with Sillinger. He was full practicing. They're not going to bring him in for what is it, tomorrow night's game? But the rumors are, it's not like, I guess, 100% confirmed, but the rumors are that he'll be back in for Thursday. Here's hoping to that. But yeah, those guys are all out. But then also don't forget that the man himself, the Iron Man, played all 82 games last season. Matthew Olivier is also hurt. That's a lot of guys out. And we talked about this before on the show because this has been a kind of a running theme. What's happening here? Why is this happening so bad? Because injury is going to happen. It's hockey, especially with guys like Branson and Jenner. They're bigger dudes. People are going to come at them harder. Your falls are harder, if you're a bigger guy. And so that sucks. But what I want to talk about a little bit is the reliance on a specific line or a specific player to the point that certain players are playing 20 minutes a night and certain players are playing 12 or 14. And that can wear a player out more. I mean, obviously being on the ice. I also says about driving. The more time you're on the road, the more chance there is for you to get in an accident just because you're on the road. The more chance you have of getting hurt just because you're on the ice more. You know, it's people are gonna. You're not gonna get hit on the bench. Well, I guess it can happen with the puck, but anyway, my point being that the load needs to be spread out a little bit more, in my opinion. We'll talk a little bit about the about Evason and his coaching here later too. I have a little bit of a comment about that, but yeah, that's a lot of guys out. We talked about it, and last year wasn't that bad. I don't think. I mean, there was some constant injuries throughout the whole year that put people out for a long time, but it wasn't like, you know, this many guys at once. So, what do you think about the injuries going on? Like, what's the cause? How do you think could they fix it somehow? Is this just the price of playing hockey?
I mean, to a certain extent, I mean, if you play hockey, it's going to happen. And if you're a bigger dude like a Matthew Olivier or Eric Branson or a Boone Jenner, who plays that more kind of, rough, tough, physical, kind of grinded out style of game, which they do, in some ways that can be beneficial because that can help out your team, and not everyone can do that, so that helps. And then at the same time, when you play that kind of rough, tough, big, physical, kind of grinded out style, you are more likely to put yourself in a position to where you could get hurt more compared to other people, and that does happen. But even if we put that off to the side, a big reason why we're seeing more injuries, not just with the Blue Jackets, it's more of just a hockey thing in general, is that they're not doing a good, NHL is not really doing a good job, in my opinion, of spacing out all these back-to-backs and all these games that they're playing in so few amount of time. We'll just use the Blue Jackets as an example, where it's like the month of November was, like, in my opinion, ridiculously crazy, where it's like a good chunk of that schedule is like back-to-back here, back-to-back there, and you're playing a game in like Columbus, and then the next day you got to fly out to like Winnipeg, and you got to, and just all this, it's or it's like go to Edmonton and then go to Seattle, and just all this other just stuff. To a certain extent, it's like it's just a bit much, and like you need to do a better job of spacing out these games back to back. It's part of hockey; it happens. But for this many back to backs, for this early in the season, it's too much, in my opinion. It's a bit much. You need to settle down, and you need to find a way to do a better job of just spacing these out better. Because it's too much. And no wonder why you see all these guys, not just a Blue Jackets thing, but guys from other teams that are getting hurt as well. Because you watch the Blue Jackets play, and they're saying, well, this team, they're not exactly doing as good as they could be because they're missing that guy or that guy. So it's not just like a Blue Jackets thing. So it's like, if you just did a better job of just spacing out these back-to-backs, I don't think you would have a lot. It wouldn't be as big of an issue. Now, in the end, it is going to more balance out, because it is like this every year with the schedule, where one part of the season you play like a lot of games, and then there's another part of the season where you don't really play a lot of games. So it does balance out, but in my opinion, you still have to be a little bit better than spacing out these back-to-backs and everything, so it's not just so bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't exactly know who's in charge of the NHL scheduling, how much is on the NHL organization itself, and how much is on the teams. But it seems like generally most sports don't want major injuries happening to all their players all the time. So It'd be cool to see if they could figure something out to. I mean, they're already playing hockey until freaking June, you know? So it's like, well, can we really do anything to help spread the games out further other than maybe start the season earlier?
Yeah.
You know, give them a couple extra weeks. You know, it's a lot of games to play. This is the. I mean, I don't play near as many games as baseball does, but like, dude, an 82 game season, that's a lot of games. So hopefully everyone can be back. I think Olivia and Goody are out. They're week to week right now. No timeline, I guess. Then, so I don't know about Marchenko yet or Werenski.
No,
But,
Werenski played it. He didn't miss any games. Werenski didn't miss any games.
Oh, he just wasn't at practice today. Oh, probably just doing some maintenance then.
Yeah. He didn't miss any.
That's fair. That's fair. I guess I should have clarified that earlier too. But anyway, you want to talk about some games?
Yeah, let's get this going. All right. So the Blue Jackets played 3 games and they lost all 3. And realistically, like I said earlier on in the show, Hefty Duck and I should be doing a show where we're talking about how they got 2 wins, but they pissed it away. But that's besides the point. But anyways, we'll start with the first game that the Blue Jackets played last week, which is the Blue Jackets were in Washington. They played the Capitals. They lost 5-1, and honestly, that was the worst game that they played all season long. Just so god-awful and just terrible. And the thing was, is I was ready to give that a 1 out of 10 because the only thing that the Blue Jackets had going for them in that game until they scored a goal, which was, Elvis Merzlikins. Yes, it's this, when you look at that game, you see the stats, it's going to say he gave up 5 goals. Do I like that? No. But at the same time, when you watch that game, you realize that none of those goals were really his fault, in my opinion, because you are just being lazy defensively and you're just hanging them out to dry. You are putting Elvis Merzlikins in a position to where he basically has no chance to stop that puck. And you can't do that. That is just unacceptable, stupid and idiotic nonsense. You can't do that. Just stupid. And then Adam Fantilli, he didn't score, but you know what? He played a real good game that game, because just about every time he had the puck that game, he made it. You could tell that he was a threat. He was trying to make a difference. He had some good chances to score that he could have done easily. The way he was playing, he easily could have had at least 2 goals. It was that good. He was really one, but like him and Elvis Merzlikins were like the only ones that decided to show up that day. So I was ready to give it just a 1 out of 10 just for that. But I will bump it up to a 2 out of 10 because the Blue Jackets do get a goal there. And the goal scored by Denton Matejchuk. And overall, how they get the goal, it was an awesome play, which is they get into the offensive zone and they just start shooting pucks and putting pressure on the Capitals. And they don't score on the first try. They don't score on the second try. But then on the third try, the puck pops loose to Denton Matejchuk. Denton Matejchuk shoots and scores. So overall on that play, that was an awesome effort for the Blue Jackets there. Definitely outside of like Elvis Merzlikins making some big saves and Adam Fantilli playing pretty good, that was basically the highlight of the game. Because without Elvis Merzlikins, instead of 5-1, that's at least 6-7, 8-1. It was that bad. And you just can't play like that. It was that bad, that stupid, that unacceptable. Do not do that again. I don't want to see that again. So it would have been a 1 out of 10, but because Denton Matejchuk gets the goal there for the Blue Jackets, it's a 2 out of 10.
Yeah. The young Denton Matejchuk getting the lone goal of the game. I didn't think that the first period was that bad. But it wasn't that good either. Also, this is the game that I believe was this the game that Olivier went out on? Yeah. Which, when you have someone like Tom Wilson on the ice, is a dangerous thing to happen
Yeah.
because Olivier is elevated to such a position in the tough guy, status of the NHL that like there's no one on the Blue Jackets to really like step up in that place. To basically make sure that no one's out there like running your guys down super hard, because I mean you can do clean hits all day that aren't penalties, but you can make them hurt a lot worse, and still there's a lot less fear. Like, oh, who's gonna come at me? Olivier's not out here. Who's gonna come at me? Who? Jenner's out. Voronkov. That's my first choice, Voronkov. I mean, he can do it. I think he got into quite a few fights, like one of his first years in, but we haven't seen him fight in the last 2 seasons that much. But he can. It's there, I guess. I didn't really think about too much Voronkov, but still, what a shit show of a game.
Yeah.
Speaking of Tom Wilson, he ended up scoring in the second period too. The second period was atrocious. That was awful. I can't understand. I just don't understand exactly what went wrong there. Because the power plays never really. No, that's not true. Jacob Chikrin, his second goal was on the power play for Washington. And other than that, I mean, power plays didn't really come into play. The Caps held the Blue Jackets to 23 shots. That's rough. You need to have an average of, I think, 30 shots. You need to. I mean, they're close to it. That's where your opportunities are going to come from. The Caps had 31 shots. They made 5 of them, which is quite a lot. But, the Blue Jackets weren't afraid of throwing the hits out there, though. As one thing. They had, like twice as many hits as the Caps did. But overall, 2 out of 10. 2 out of 10.
Yeah.
I can't even be like, I mean, what's shittier, getting blown out 5-1 or losing in the third period for like the 15th time? Like, come on.
I would say blown out because at least in the other games you had legitimately a chance.
Yeah. And you legitimately played good for the majority of the game.
Yeah.
But what if I did a tattoo that was good for the majority of it, but was really fucked up in one spot, Like,
no,
you can't be having that, man.
No.
We gotta be there. It's gotta be there.
Yeah.
Shit.
So, all right, on to the next game, and this is when Hefty Duck and I say that we should. Well, when I say that we should be on the show right now, talking about how they got 2 out of 3. This is the first of that 2 out of 3 that they should have gotten, which is the Blue Jackets played Toronto, and again, this is one of those things that a game where they played good for 9 times out of 10, but then that one time happened and they lose. Why? Because first things first, the Blue Jackets, you know what? You played a good first period there. You get a 1-0 lead. Big goal there. You're feeling pretty good about yourself. No, I take that back. I take it back. You take that back. You played a good period, but you didn't score. You didn't score until the third period, but that's besides the point. But pretty good period, but that period could have been better. You know why? Because you had 3 chances on the power play to score.
Yeah.
3! And you couldn't get it done. Wrong. Unacceptable. Terrible. Don't do that. Because why does this matter? I'll tell you why this matters. Because if you had put at least one of those away, you win that game. You win that game. If you put one of those chances away, you win that game. Now, We go to the second period. Evenly matched second period, but both teams had their chances. I thought it was a little bit better for the Blue Jackets. And Zach Werenski has a goal there. The Blue Jackets are winning 1-0. You're feeling pretty good about yourself. And nope, it's gone. It's gone. Because we've talked about this a time and time again on the show. I hate that I have to say this again and again, but we have to, because we have to be honest with ourselves here, which is stupid ass brain farts again get in the way of the Blue Jackets. You're offsides. That takes the goal away. And again, why does that matter? Because if that doesn't happen, you win that game. Okay? So, yes, that's why you can't do this. You can't keep doing these stupid ass brain farts. It keeps screwing you, Blue Jackets. I don't like that. Yes, there's a game or two where you get away with it. You have some brain farts, some dumb mistakes, and you still find a way to win the game. That's good that you did that. But for the most part, these stupid ass brain farts, they hurt you. It's why you lose, because you play a pretty good game there 9 times out of 10, and then you do a stupid ass brain fart mistake, and then you lose. And it's stuff like, it's a dumb mistake, like being offsides or not getting the puck out here, there. Just that's why, 3 chances on power play and you don't score on 1. That's why you lose. When you have all these dumbass mistakes, little brain farts that screw you in the end. You can't keep doing this. You just can't. Now, to the third period. Blue Jackets are playing a pretty good game there. They had some chances. They can't put it away. But then finally, they get a goal from Zach Werenski. This one actually counts. Should have had 2 goals this game, but one of them was offsides, so only gets 1. So you get the goal. You're feeling pretty good about yourself. You're playing pretty good. Now, this is going to be a little give and a little take. You give up a goal to make it 1-1. Do I like that? No. Should not have happened. Because you know why? They showed on the replay. Zach Werenski, there's a puck battle along the boards. It's between a Toronto player and Zach Werenski. The Toronto player hits Zach Werenski, and the puck is nowhere near Zach Werenski. So that right there, that should have been interference. Penalty called. And the goal, and why does that matter? Because shortly after Zach Werenski gets hit, when he's nowhere near the puck, that leaves an open spot for the Toronto player to shoot and score. That should not have happened. That should have not counted. No goal, call interference. And why that also matters is that even if the Blue Jackets don't score there, that was late in the game, just a little over 3 minutes to go. Because even if you don't score there, that takes 2 minutes off the clock, and it makes it harder for Toronto to come back in that scenario. But because it doesn't get called when it should have, Toronto scores. Now, here is the take. The take is, Blue Jackets, I love you very much, but you should not have been in that situation to begin with, to where you get screwed by a dumb penalty that should have been called but wasn't. Had you taken care of business earlier on in the game, you don't have to worry about that. Had you scored on one of those power play chances, or 2, or all 3, you don't have to worry about that. If that goal that you score in the second period still counts and you don't do that stupid ass offsides mistake, you don't have to worry about that. But because you didn't do that, you are put in a position to where you get screwed by a call and it's 1-1. Now, we go to overtime. And honestly, awful. That was not a very good overtime period for the Blue Jackets. Not very good. And then Toronto goes down, shoots, and scores. And not only is it bad that they shot and scored, It's that you left William Nylander, one of the best players on Toronto, right in front of the net, wide open. When that happens, more likely than not, you're going to lose. Like, you can't do that. Like, 3-on-3, there's, you have to be extra careful defensively. You cannot afford to do dumb mistakes like that. You have to make sure that, you know what? Someone has to be on someone at all times. Because if you don't, stuff like that happens. And you can't do that. So, overall, this is a game that we should be talking about, where the Blue Jackets won. Like, oh, they played a good game and they did this and that and blah, 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 blah. But instead, you lose and you have so many opportunities and you pissed it away. So that went from 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10 to 6 out of 10. So that's where I'm at. It's, you had so many chances to put it away and you can't do it. And then you lose, you get screwed. So 6 out of 10.
I mean, I'm struggling to give them that high of a score, even though, like, they still got a point. They still played really good to the majority of the game. I didn't like what I was seeing out there a lot. Specifically, one thing that bothered me a lot. So one, like I was just talking about, Olivier wasn't in the game. Gabranson, not in the game. Vronkov's out there. And everyone else, I mean, they're tough dudes. Everyone else is tough. They can hold their own. But what was that dude's name? Sam? Benoit?
Yeah.
Is it Sam?
Yeah.
He was
dirty,
just throwing them around out there. He was pushing them around, pushing them down. He did get called, I think, at one point for something. Let's see. No, he sure didn't. Jaeger he got a penalty for slashing him, actually. Simon Benoit. Whatever. It's not important. What's important is that he was just unchecked, just pushing them around on the ice. He's a really big dude. And there was just nobody either able or willing to step up at that point. And I don't know. I wasn't down there on the ice. Maybe it wasn't as egregious as I thought it was. Maybe it wasn't as bad. But it's just it's disappointing to see. I mean, granted, they were still playing well. It wasn't affecting them mentally, I don't think.
No.
But it was just something I just didn't like to see it. It really bothered me. I did like to see at the beginning, I believe Miles Wood sticking up for Coyle. That was good. Great to see. Coyle, though, what a pickup this year.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely killer guy.
Yep.
Yeah, but they were 0 for 3 in the power play. You gotta have at least one. I mean, you were there when at the home opener, and the Boo Birds came out because, on their third power play then, or however many it was, they were just giving the puck to them. They were just giving the puck away, and it's like, what are you actually doing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've said this a million times this year. I'm a broken record. I feel so stupid for saying it again. You gotta clean those passes up. You gotta pass stick to stick. I yelled this last year. I yelled it almost every episode. Stick to stick. Holy shit! There's a thing that dumping chasing is totally fine, totally valid way of playing as well. But turnovers after turnovers after stupid turnovers, and it's at the most inopportune times. You have like three guys who are like rushing towards the goal. Boom! A big rebound comes out. Nobody's ready there to pick it up, and then suddenly two of the guys are like behind the goal, like circling around to come back. The one guy stops and then goes back, so he has no momentum. And then you have one defender that's like on like the far left side, and one that's like on the far right side. And only one of them can get to the guy with the puck, and it's just I see it every game, every single game. And at a certain point, I cannot be sitting here blaming the players for this. We're really going to have to sit now. We're going to talk about this in a while because I got some Twitter comments I want to talk about. We're going to have to start talking a little bit about the coaching style of Dean Evason. And the thing is, It seemed pretty successful last year. But last year it didn't seem so complicated. Anyway, we'll talk about that here in a bit. I'll tease you for later. But yeah, absolutely horrid from at the end of the thing. The other thing too is, I mean, I was just talking about last game how you have to average at least 30 shots like a game roughly. Blue Jackets had 36 shots on goal.
Yeah.
Toronto only had 24, and Toronto won. So yes, you need to take more shots, but you also have to make them. Now, I will say Joseph Woll was literally a wall that night. He kept Toronto in that game the entire way. There's no other reason that they were able to win that game other than Joseph Woll. That's his name, right? Joseph? Yeah. I always know these guys' last names, but I sometimes forget their first. And but anyway, dude, he was unbelievable that game. Like, for real, your best game of the year had to be that night, huh? But to be fair, there's a bit more on the line for the Maple Leafs in that game too, because the Blue Jackets already beat them twice earlier in the year.
Yep.
So now they're 2-1 for the series, which is good. They got the series win. Man, you could have got the sweep too.
Yeah.
Anyway, boo. 6 out of 10. At least got a point, but damn.
Yeah. That's just like.
Also, welcome to the NHL, Luca Pinelli. This was his first game in the NHL, and I thought he played very well. I'm surprised at how many minutes he's getting compared to some, but that's just me, in my opinion.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that, my opinion, later.
So and I'll just finish this off by saying that, like, yes, I know Toronto's goalie was good in everything that game, but that's still not acceptable. Still not an excuse. You still had all those chances. You still need to put it away, because that's just how it is. Because there's games that the Blue Jackets I can remember where they won, where the opposing goalie was playing a good game, making some big saves, keeping the team in the game, where everything they shot at him was making a big save. But you know what? They still found a way to fight through it, get it done, and find a way to win that game. Put away some of those chances. And they've done that in previous games over the years. But they needed to do that there, and they didn't do it, and that's why you lose. The opposing goalie can have a good game and everything, but it's still not acceptable, still not an excuse. You still need to find a way to put those chances away, score, win the game. That's just how it is. But anyways, on to the next game, where this is the second of the 2 out of 3 games that we've said that they should have been won. They should have won. And again, we should be on the show right now talking about how the Blue Jackets won 2 out of 3 and they played a good game. But unfortunately, again, they pissed it away. They won all 3. And I don't like saying that, but that's the truth. Like, you got to be honest with yourself, which is, so first period doesn't start out very good. You give up a goal there. But after that, the Blue Jackets play a much better first period. You get a big goal from Sean Monahan. Things are looking good. Second period was awesome. Definitely one of the better second periods they played all season long. You get a big goal from Brandon Gaunce, and then you get a big goal from Zach Werenski towards the end of the second period. So you're feeling pretty good about yourself. You're winning 3-1. For the most part, you played a pretty good game, pretty good 2 periods there, minus giving up the goal, but still pretty good. Then it gets to the third period, and then just stupid, ridiculous nonsense, stupid. Whatever, all that positive momentum that you built in the first two periods, for whatever reason, you just decided to just, piss that away. Like, you can't do that. Like, you're not always going to have your best game. It's going to happen. There's some days where it's just not your day, but you still need to find a way to fight through that and find a way to win the game, which the Blue Jackets have done over the years. But there's also been games like this game right here where it wasn't their, they didn't have, maybe you're not feeling the greatest, but instead of finding a way to win, despite that, you find a way to lose. And the third period, for the most part, was awful because you give up 2 goals. It's 3-3. And sure, you had some chances to score there. You couldn't put it away, but awful. And then overtime period, awful. You didn't really have any chances to score. You looked terrible. And then you make a bad pass. You're tripping. You're falling. You can't make good passes. And just, awful. And then, again, much like the game in Toronto, it's not bad enough. It's not only that you lost in overtime. It's that, like the game in Toronto, the guy who scores the goal is wide open right in front of the net. What are we doing here? We got to have some type of defense in overtime. It can't just all be offense. We have to have some type of defense here. You cannot, under any circumstances, leave a guy wide open on offense in 3-on-3. You can't. Because more likely than not, that's going to happen, or the dude's going to shoot and score. You can't do that. You just can't do that. So what was going to be a 9 out of 10 game for me went from 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10 if they won it. And now it's a 3 because you lost. It's a 3 out of 10 because of just that god-awful third period and the god-awful overtime period. You cannot keep doing this where you just can't keep doing this where you blow leads. You can't keep doing this because, yes, there's been times where the Blue Jackets, they're playing a good game for the most part. They blow a lead, but yet they find a way to win it, whether that be in regulation, overtime, or a shootout. And it's good that you do that because it shows resiliency. It shows that you're not just going to just give up if you blow a lead. That no, like you can fight back and find a way to still win the game, which is good. But that's not most of the time. Most of the time is the Blue Jackets, they play a good game, but yet they have a couple dumbass mistakes, a brain fart. They blow the lead and they find a way to lose because of that. You cannot keep doing this, Blue Jackets. Under any circumstances, no more. You're done. You cannot keep doing this because you are pissing away so many chances to win games. And look, this past season, what just happened with the Blue Jackets? You know what? People thought they weren't going to be very good. They were thinking, they're just going to be a lottery pick, top 5. But that didn't happen. They had picks 14 and 20. They did way better than expected. They just missed the playoffs by 1 game. Because there were some moments during that season where they lost a game or 2 that they shouldn't have because of a dumb mistake, a brain fart. And it cost them. And that's why they didn't get in. And had they gotten in, who knows what would have happened. But hockey's a sport of, if you get into the playoffs, anything can happen. You can get knocked out quickly. You can go on a nice long run to the Stanley Cup final. Maybe you lose it. Maybe you win it. That's how hockey is. And I do definitely believe that the Blue Jackets definitely would have been a much better competition for the Capitals compared to what Montreal did, because that was awful. That was just awful. Blue Jackets would have been much more better competition. Maybe they would have lost that series. Maybe they would have won, but they would have been much better. But because you just missed by a game, you lost a game or 2 that you shouldn't have, but you did. That's why you don't get in. And I'm seeing that same exact thing right now. I hope that the Blue Jackets are not in that same position where they overall have a pretty good season, but they miss the playoffs by like a game or 2 because they pissed away some of these games that they shouldn't have won. I don't like that, and I'm not going to accept that at all. I'm not going to accept that. I don't want them missing the playoffs, but if they do, I want them to be like, well, you know what? At least you tried. You gave everything you got. You tried, but you know what? Maybe you'll get them next time. Not because, damn, we should have made the playoffs, but, we didn't get in because we pissed away a game or two that we should have won, but we didn't because these stupid ass brain farts. So overall, instead of 9 out of 10, it goes 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10 if you won, to a 3 out of 10. Awful! And you can't keep doing that. It needs to be better.
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah, I agree with that. That is a very accurate rating, and this is going to segue into my Dean Evison thing, but I'll get there at the end of what I have to say here. First period, Crosby scores on you with an assist from Letang. That's nothing to hang your head about. Those are two of the best players, for a long time. They were the Draisaitl McDavid combo. They're still amazing. Shit's gonna happen, but we did see Sean Monahan score a goal there, and then this was the game that he ended up leaving early and did not return, I believe. So it was nice seeing Brendan Gaunce out there. He was up from the Monsters. He got that nice shorthanded goal, and fast dude. Trying to earn his spot up on the NHL team for longer. I don't think we had seen him. How many games has he played?
This is his second stint with the Blue Jackets.
Four games this year. Okay. So he's got 1 goal, 1 assist for 2 points, 4 games. Not bad. Not bad for a call-up at all. Because, we'll talk a little bit about Luca Pinelli here in a little bit, too. And we'll talk about it. Overall, pretty good. Love seeing that shorthanded goal. Every time I see a shorthanded goal, it jazzes me up so much. What was this? This was, what day was this? This was Friday the 28th. Yeah. So I was just at home here watching it. Third period comes around. All the memes are starting to come out on Twitter. All the jokes are starting to come out on Twitter. Uh-oh. Going into the third period with a lead.
Mm-hmm.
You know what that means? I literally just saw Mark Scheig post. This is a post from like a day or two ago. The Blue Jackets haven't outscored an opponent in the third period in 19 games since October.
Mm-hmm.
Like against Dallas in October.
Mm-hmm.
In the third period, 19 games. What the hell? Even the ones they won, they still didn't outscore them in the third period because they scored more earlier. Anyway, 13 seconds in, and my heart sinks because Brian Rust gets a snapshot in. Just so easy, it seemed. And then the one and only Sidney Crosby himself scored again about 8.5 minutes in. You could just feel it coming. I don't know, man. You could just feel it coming. I don't know what's going on, like why they aren't so unable to maintain that lead or at least protect it. Like especially in that overtime loss there. Taking too big of risks in overtime is not worth it, especially when you're the Columbus Blue Jackets, because you have the firepower to win a shootout. You have the goalies to win a shootout.
Mm-hmm.
You do. We've seen it multiple times this year. They do great. So at the very least, don't be super aggressive. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the goal in overtime. I'm not going to show it, even though we've never gotten yelled at for it. I'm just going to talk about it. So on the ice at this moment, at the end of the game, almost a minute into overtime, is Ivan Provorov, Charlie Coyle, and Luca Pinelli. Now, I understand that someone was out of this game early. They had to go or whatever. But this is a 2-game rookie. Very talented. Super talented dude. Love to see him up here. Love to see him on the team. Love to see him get his chance in the NHL. I think that's great. He got his first NHL point with an assist. He's a great player. Love to see it. Do I think that he should be out there on 3-on-3 overtime? Hell no.
Mm-mm.
Hell no. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Literally anyone else. And I don't mean to rip on the kid. He's a fresh 2-game rookie. But I'm going to point out a giant mistake that cost the game because, not because of him as a player, but because the coach put him out there. That's what I'm getting at. So, the puck starts out from behind the goal, the defensive side for the Blue Jackets, and it gets passed up along the wall. Provy pins him up against the wall. They're fighting for the puck to bounce down by the feet. Pinelli comes over and is like trying to poke it out, so that way there's 2-on-1. Well, Pinelli's guy was going for a line change and then came on, and Coyle, a very, very smart, experienced player, notices the third guy, not the guy who was coming on or off, was wide open in the middle of the ice, and so he slides over to get on him. Well, the puck gets poked out, and Lucas Pinelli, he turns to go for it, which, like, honestly, if he could have gotten there, that would have been fine, but he's a rookie, he's small. He got bumped. It didn't even look like he got bumped that hard, but it was just enough for the Penguins player to absolutely steal that puck. They did a little back-to-back pass and sunk it home. Coyle couldn't do much. You can't do as much when it's 2-on-1. 2-on-1 in overtime. And it was a simple brain fart mistake. It was, like I said, he's a 2-game rookie. I can't blame the dude. I can't put the blame on him.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk a little bit about, so I'll give a little bit of rating for this too. I mean, honestly, I don't even know. I'm trying hard not to just be a total dick right now, but what did you rate this?
3 out of 10.
3 out of 10? Okay, I was about to give it 4 out of 10, so never mind. I kind of forgot what you had rated it because I was disappointed so much in this.
Yeah.
As I could give better individual game performance ratings, but I could not as a team.
No.
And so this is good. Like I said, this is going to segue into talking a little bit about Coach Dean Evason and how overall last year I thought he did a fine job. It was fine.
I still think it's good, but it needs to be a little better.
I don't think it's bad either. Right. But I've seen this a couple times from multiple people on Twitter. I will shout out one because I like them. I made their logo. Is CBJ Opinions. Yep. And they brought up something that it seems like things are trying to be overcomplicated. It seems like Dean Evason might be overthinking some things instead of maybe going with the gut. Now, I've seen a lot more meaner things than CBJ Opinions just saying that Dean Evason's overthinking stuff. But I had to agree with that because it's like, look at the line combos and whatnot. And he's just, I don't know if he's trying to think of like the synergy or trying to balance things going on. Go with your gut, man. Just throw them out there like you did last year. That's what I felt like. I mean, I'm sure he was thinking hard. No one's just going in there blindly trying to win a game. But I think that they played with a little more heart last year. And honestly, I just feel like Evason just kind of had, I don't know, man. It's hard to describe kind of exactly what I'm trying to put into words here. I got a sick brain a little bit still, but I don't see the same results as last year. I don't see the team doing the same things as last year. And I don't know. I saw some other more mean things from people.
Yeah,
and unfortunately, there was a couple things I agree with.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like that saying that about the team I like. I don't like to say that about a coach I like. I really do like Dean Evison. I
That's
like the
right.
way he coaches. I thought he did great in Minnesota.
Yep.
I still believe in him and this team. But right now, we have to look at things critically.
Yep.
We have to look at the third period losses. Someone, I'm not going to mention it because this was a really mean post, but they think that the Blue Jackets looked like the laziest team in the league because of all the third period losses. Now, I remember back in the off season when camp started and how we talked about how heavy into the endurance and stamina practices Dean Evison was. He made them work hard. You know, he made sure everyone was in tip-top shape. And at this point in the season, we're starting to see them get gassed in the third period, and we're starting to see a lot more injuries. Those two things happen a lot more when your players are tired. Granted, the schedule's a little bit shitty. I get that. It's total, especially when you're on the road, you're moving. I've seen some study. I think we talked about this like last week too, or I mentioned it. Something about how the players, the teams have been leaving. They've been staying in the town they play in, and then they leave in the morning. So like waking up earlier is better for the body than going to bed later. So like instead of like getting on the plane that night and traveling that night, and I don't know exactly if the Blue Jackets are doing that. I know other teams are starting to do that.
Yeah.
And so, you know, maybe that's something to look into. Maybe, you know, discussions with the team trainers and the doctors. Just it's just starting to kind of get to me a little bit. But yeah, overall I think that it's a pretty good job, but I also have to agree that there's some overthinking going on.
Yeah. I have to say this is it again. I generally speaking, Dean Evison's been a 9 out of 10 for me because he's done way better with the Blue Jackets than expected. You look at what he did with Minnesota. Is that Minnesota? They had to buy out the contract of Zach Parise and Ryan Suter, and because of that, they basically didn't really have cap space for the most part. And any moves that they had to make was basically bargain bin shopping and hoping that the guy you get for like $1 million or $2 million works out. And and for the most part, it did work out for Minnesota that way because he was able to develop that talent that was bargain bin shopping and to get something good out of it. And then you look at where Minnesota is right now. They're one of the better teams in hockey right now, and they have some young up-and-coming talent right now. They have guys like a Brock Faber that's doing good. They have guys like a Matt Boldy that's doing good. You know, even Kirill Kaprizov. He's awesome now, and Dean Evison plays in a big role into developing those guys into who they are today. And you look at what Dean Evison has done with the Blue Jackets. Kirill Marchenko, good. Developed awesome. Last year, Kent Johnson, awesome season under him. You know, Denton Matejchuk looks good. Dante Fabro looked good. You know, Zach Werenski even looks awesome, even more than he has been, and he's a really good player. Adam Fantilli, really good. He's been awesome under Dean Evison. Dmitry Voronkov has been awesome under Dean Evison. You can go down the list. A bunch of guys that, you know, they've played real good under Dean Evison, and he's developing guys. Him and his coaching staff, they're developing them the right way. There's so much stuff you can talk about that I really like. But for me personally, this season, the one thing I get really angry about and very upset is that for whatever reason, I don't know why, but for whatever reason, his overtime lines are awful. They're awful. Like when you look at how most teams play overtime is, okay, yeah, they'll get a guy that's good at faceoffs. They'll win the faceoff, and then that guy who's good at faceoffs, he gets off the ice immediately. Like, that's what the Blue Jackets used to do with Brandon Dubinsky when John Tortorella was the coach. They'd get to overtime, and they'd say, all right, Brandon Dubinsky, go out there, win the faceoff. And then as soon as if you win the faceoff, get the puck back to one of your guys and then get off the ice immediately, and we'll get someone else back on there to take your spot. And then we start attacking. And 9 times out of 10, that worked. The Blue Jackets would win the game that way. So, like, I see why, you're having a guy like a Charlie Coyle, who he's really good at faceoffs. You're having a guy like a Boone Jenner, again, really good at faceoffs. Sean Monahan, he's good on offense, but he's really good at faceoffs. So I get why you're having those types of guys there. Win the faceoff. But after that, I want you off the ice immediately. Win the faceoff, pass the puck to your other players, and get off the ice. Because in that scenario, you look at what other teams are doing. They're having their best guys out there. And if they don't score on if they don't score on the first time, those guys will take a little break on the bench. But you know what? After they're done, they go right back on the ice. Right back on the ice. Yeah. And if they don't score, they take a break, and then they get right back on. Because you're trying to win. And when I don't see that. For the most part, I don't see that. What I see is that you have a Sean Monahan, you have a Charlie Coyle, you have a Boone Jenner who's good at winning faceoffs. They win the faceoff, but then they don't get off the ice. And then you're playing 3-on-3 with those guys. And it's like, what are we doing? Or I see a Matthew Olivier. I see an Isaac Lundestrom. You see a Luca Pinelli. You see guys that, they're not your first choice on overtime. They should not be there. That should be a last-ditch option. If you are the Blue Jackets, you're in overtime. This is just my opinion. But it needs to be these guys that need to be on the ice at all times. It needs to be some mix of a Zach Werenski, an Adam Fantilli, a Kirill Marchenko. Give me a Kent Johnson. Give me a Yegor Voronkov. Give me a Yegor Chinakhov. Guys that...
I'm not even against Provy being out there.
No, I'm not. Or Provorov.
Put Severson out there. Sorry, Sevo, man.
This season, I'd be more okay with it because he doesn't.
Yeah.
This season, I'm more okay with Severson because he doesn't really do dumb brain farts, and that was his issue. So, like, you think of, like, okay, who, if given the chance, who can get me a goal? Guys like Kirill Marchenko, Adam Fantilli, Yegor Chinakhov, Zach Werenski, Ivan Provorov, Damon Severson, those guys. Switch them out every now and again. And if they're tired, rest them, and then when they're ready, throw them back out there. And then fine. Sean Monahan, those guys can play too. Sure. But we need to. This is my one big criticism I have of Dean Evason. Your overtime lines suck. They are awful, and it needs to be better. Your first option should not be an Isaac Lundestrom. It should not be a Luca Pinelli. It should not be a Matthew Olivier. You should not be doing that. Your first option, you should be going, okay, Adam Fantilli, go. Kirill Marchenko, go. Zach Werenski, go. Voronkov, go. Provorov, go. Yegor Chinakhov, go. I'm trying to win in offense. Who can get me a goal here?
Yeah.
And for the most part, we're not doing that. And sometimes we're able to get away with it. We still find a way to win the game in overtime. We get a big goal from Adam Fantilli or someone. But a lot of times when we lose in overtime, it's costing us. Those types of moves are costing the Blue Jackets. When you don't put your best guys out there right away, it's costing you.
Yes.
It's costing you. You can't keep doing that. Now, if you're late in the period, like a minute to go in overtime, and you played all your guys, okay, fine. You can put those guys out there because you tried. But it needs to, in my opinion, it needs to be something where it's like every other shift, you're putting a Adam Fantilli, a Kirill Marchenko, a Zach Werenski, you're putting a Voronkov, you're putting a Yegor Chinakhov, Provorov, Severson, someone like that I know that has a good chance of putting the puck in the net, because ultimately that is the goal of 3-on-3 overtime. And if you're not helping yourself when you don't put your best guys out there right away. They need to be out there.
Well, you need those guys who can score. You also need those guys who don't give up the puck right away.
Yeah.
According to the stats, if we look at just the stats, the 3 people who should be out there right away, the 3 people should be Zach Werenski, Kirill Marchenko, and Dmitry Voronkov. Because not only do they have the most points, I mean, Fantilli's close. He's got 17 behind Voronkov's 18. But the thing that Voronkov has over Fantilli is not the greatest stat ever, but a +6 instead of a -8. What that's telling me is, I know people are going to bitch about the plus minus, but
there's some truth
when you're looking at a whole line compared to another line, obviously one line is letting in more goals. Because, yeah, you're an offensive player, you're forward, but you have to play defense. Still, you have to be defensive minded in many cases, especially when, and you have to be like I was talking about. The risks that are being taken out there are too great. Why? And I can't even, like I said, I can't bitch about Pinelli going off and trying to get the puck. I mean, he's puck hungry. He's a new kid. I don't think he even did that bad of a job at it, but it was just the wrong thing to do at the time.
Yeah.
And so but that's an example of just the rest of the Blue Jackets too, take overextending, taking these extra risks, falling down. I get it. You're playing super hard. You're going to fall down. But there was one goal the other night where I don't know if was it Johnson who just fell in the defensive zone and just couldn't get up, couldn't get back. Boom, scored on. It happens. So after Werenski, Marchenko, Voronkov, it should be. I'm going to have to go, honestly, if we're going purely by stats, Det Matejchuk, Fantilli, and Coyle.
Yep.
Because I want to throw a defender out there. I'm not just going to throw 3 forwards out there all the time. One defender. Then Matejchuk, and he's got some offensive prowess as well.
Yeah,
I love seeing that. I mean, I don't think he has quite the. Obviously, he doesn't have the experience of someone like Provorov, but he's playing really well this year. I'm really, really happy to see Dent Matejchuk stepping up. At least we have one of our young upcoming prospects still. And at least they're doing good, unfortunately. I just said before the show, 1 year ago today was when David Yurchek got traded. But, it's the way she goes. Yeah, just the lines. Like I said, I think maybe he's overthinking it. Just throw the best guys out there. Just do it. They'll figure it out from there. You don't need to be like, oh, I wonder if this guy will work well with this guy. No, if they're good, they're just going to work well together. And just throw them out there. Just do it.
Yeah.
I know that sounds so simple for me to say, but for real, man, it's getting old. Tired of it.
So
anyway,
all right.
Well, on to the games.
Yeah, on to the next thing. There's some Adam Fantilli news on the contract and what he potentially, what's going on with his contract. So we'll put that up on the screen. So and I'll zoom in on this so that you can see that better. So one more. Okay. So David Pagoda, one of the people in the national hockey media, says that Adam Fantilli negotiations, it sounds like there've been discussions back and forth in trying to get something locked in here. It certainly sounds like Fantilli is a priority with respect to the pecking order in Columbus. It's also been said that they've had some contract talks going back this past off season in the summertime up until now, and the decision has been made by Adam Fantilli's agent, Adam Fantilli, and Don Waddell to wait until after the Olympics in February to get another contract. But the way it sounds, what I've been reading on Twitter and different articles, that the Blue Jackets are close to, sounds like the Blue Jackets at some point will get a deal done with Adam Fantilli. And this is, he's their priority with respect to the pecking order in Columbus. Yep, that's true. Like, if you had to pick a guy that needs a contract, it's Adam Fantilli. Any other guy that may need a contract, like, yeah, you want to get that done, but Adam Fantilli comes first because he is your he is your future star. He is your guy that has elite potential, your guy that's first line, second line talent, a guy you build around. He is the Blue Jackets version of Joe Burrow. He's that important. You build around that guy. And when he needs a new contract, you pay all attention to him and you get that done and you give him the contract. He is that important. Now, and I agree with this, and it's good to see that there's some contract talks with Adam Fantilli, and now you just wonder what kind of contract it's going to be for Adam Fantilli. Is it going to be like a short-term deal where it's like 2-3 years for slightly more money? Is it going to be more like let's say a more medium deal where it's like, let's say 3 to 5 years with slightly more money? Or is it just going to be like, okay, Adam Fantilli, here you go. We're just going to throw all the money at you. Here's like a 7-8 year deal where it's like $9 million, $10 million a year. Here you go. It'll be interesting to see how it goes. I'm of the belief that if I had to take a guess, it's probably going to be a contract where the Blue Jackets are like, okay, Adam Fantilli, here you go. Here's like a 7-8 year deal where it's like $9 million, $10 million a year. Here you go. That if I had to take a guess, it's probably going to be something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to seeing a big contract going to him even now, Obviously, he's top talent on the team if he's fourth in points, Obviously, we didn't get to see him play a whole ton last year, but I think that he's proven himself to be that $10 million player. We talked about this a little bit before the show, and the only thing that I have to argue against that is that Fantilli and his agent might want more sooner. Meaning, I don't know, everyone's after those big contracts, though. I mean, that is one thing. Like people love big contracts. It's guaranteed. It's guaranteed money for a long time.
Yeah.
But he's really young, and so, I mean, honestly, if he were to take like a 4-year, 8 per year, or something like that, I'd get him to 25 years old and give him a couple more seasons and reassess it then, because he could go from an $8-10 million player to a 14. He could be feasibly a huge player for the Blue Jackets. Not even feasibly, he's going to be.
Yeah.
So I understand maybe wanting to lock him up for a long time too, but I wouldn't be offended to see if he got a little bit less than that. Just because he's young and the potential, because like you're still paying for the potential somewhat, because we're not seeing him at his peak by far. I don't know. I mean, if he were to get an 8-year contract, like that would put him at 29 years old, which he could still have plenty of time in the NHL after that. Zach Werenski got a big contract here at 28, and that was like an 8-year contract. So, especially if he's talking with other players on the team, Zach Werenski, he got that payday. He's been locked up for the Blue Jackets quite a while now. So I'm not going to be disappointed probably with whatever. I do have quite a bit of faith in Don Waddell. I know people are out there starting to naysay and bitch about the team and the coach and the GM. Here's one thing I got to mention. The entire NHL is better. The people who are at the very top, like the one team at the very top and the one team at the very bottom, are there. But everyone else in the middle, do you know how many points everybody in the Metro has. The Metro, every single team
It's competitive.
is so Blue Jackets are at the bottom with 27. The Devils are at the top with 33. So there's a 5-point difference. Here's the Atlantic. The bottom has 24. The top has 34. That's a 10-point difference. That's more than double the points that are in the Metro.
Yeah.
And when we look at the Central, holy shit, this is wild. Nashville has 20 points. Next one above them has 25. Colorado has 42. That's a 22-point difference.
Yeah.
We look at the Pacific. Calgary has 21. Anaheim? What? Anaheim? What the hell? Really? I don't pay much attention to the West, but Anaheim and the LA Kings have 31 points. That's another 10-point difference. The Metro is a hard division, and we're going to play those teams the most of anyone.
Yep.
So, and it's close. It's 27, 28, 29, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. That is all so close.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think the East is, the entire East is way close. Like, the entire East, there's only a 10-point difference between 24 and 34. That's the Atlantic. But, you know, the West, obviously Colorado's taking it and running away with it. But, you know, that's one thing to keep in mind because the points percentages are kind of out of whack right now almost. The points you have aren't necessarily the points percentage because it's just weird how everything's working right now. Like, for example, why is this right? Boston's 15 and 12. They have 30 points, but their points percentage, 444. I don't quite get that because the team, Montreal, has 29 points and they have a 500. So does Ottawa, 500. Hold on. Yeah, this is weird to me. There's so many, like, oh, okay. It probably has to do with number of games. Never mind. Never mind. I don't know why. I was looking into this earlier and it wasn't as confusing as it was right now. And I was like, oh shit, okay. Yeah, they're right in the middle. They're right in the middle of things. That's kind of where they were last year.
Yep.
Right in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
They were at the bottom. They weren't at the top. So I can't complain yet. There's some things I can't complain about. The third period losses, the third period blown leads. That shit's getting old. Well, I can't be doing that. But overall, I can't go on Twitter and be like, dude, fuck this coach. He's doing shit. Oh, I can't believe Don Waddell is such a... He didn't do anything for this team this offseason, blah, blah, blah.
He did. Yeah.
He did. I mean, look at Coyle. Look at Coyle.
And Wood.
Huge pickup.
Miles.
Wood has been absolutely really good. Not to mention the moves he made last year.
Lundestrom has been a good third line, fourth line.
Lundestrom has been pretty good. Lundestrom's been pretty good. I actually have a comment on this from someone on Twitter. I was just going through there. At Rich Saluki, Richard Ulett, just a season ticket holder guy on Twitter I follow. He is anyway. He asks. Now, this was not asked to us. This is just something on Twitter. He was asking like the fan base. Can anyone from at Blue Jackets NHL #CBJ fan base explain what the fuck ZAR, Zach Aston Reese, is still on this roster? Luca Del Belez is a far superior option to him or Lundestrom. Someone educate me and make this make sense, please.
This is what I would say to that. I'd say number one, Luca Del Belez is a guy that isn't more of an offensive talent, and he needs to be playing higher up in the lineup. And if he's with the Blue Jackets right now, he's not doing that. He's playing third or fourth line minutes. And sure, it's good that he's getting NHL experience like he has, but if all you're doing is third or fourth line minutes, that does you no good. He needs to be playing higher up in the lineup. So it's better for him to be playing down in Cleveland with the Monsters where he's getting first line, second line minutes to develop his offensive talent, which is what he's good at many things, but like the reason why he is where he is today as one of the top prospects with the Blue Jackets and has gotten some playing time with the Blue Jackets is because he is a center that's good offensively, that has good offensive talent, that can good at passing the puck and good at scoring goals. That's why he's here. So it does not make sense for him to be in a position where you're playing third or fourth line minutes and you're not really going to get the offensive ice time that you probably should be getting with that type of skill set. So it's better for you to be playing down in Cleveland with the Monsters to use that offensive talent better, where you'd be getting first line, second line minutes that you would not be getting with the Blue Jackets. And Zach Aston Reese, is he perfect? No. But you know what? He's proven to be a good third line, fourth line guy for the Blue Jackets. You need someone to play third line, fourth line minutes that's reliable. That's Zach Aston Reese. He gets the job done. A little block shots, a little penalty kill. That's what you want. Sometimes he gives you a goal or two, but that's Zach Aston Reese. It makes better sense to play him in that spot than Luca Del Bel Belluz. It's the same thing with Isaac Lundestrom. Isaac Lundestrom. Why did the Blue Jackets go out and get him in free agency this past offseason? I'll tell you why. Because Don Waddell looked at the Blue Jackets and the season that they just had, and they said, there's a lot of stuff I like about this team, but there's stuff I don't like. And the stuff that I don't like is that the third and fourth line was a weakness for the Blue Jackets, because as this past season, the Blue Jackets basically just had to do just like a mishmash of different guys playing third or fourth line minutes. And you know what? They tried their best. I'm not ripping on you. They tried their best. Sometimes it looked good, but sometimes it didn't. And, sometimes when you have two competitive teams and it's in a tight game, having one bad line or two can make the difference. That can mean you could have a bad first line, a bad second line, a bad third line, bad fourth line. And in the case of the Blue Jackets, sometimes their third and fourth line got in their way. And so you get a guy like a Charlie Coyle, like a Miles Wood, like an Isaac Lundestrom, who are more of that variety, that do a better job of playing third or fourth line minutes, and they're much better at that. That's what Isaac Lundestrom is. He's a good third line, fourth line guy, penalty killer, block shots. He's really good at faceoffs, good defensively. That's why you go get a guy like that. And makes more sense to play a guy like him, or a Charlie Coyle, or a Miles Wood, or a Zach Aston Reese in that spot than a Luca Del Bel Belluz in that spot when he should be playing higher up in the lineup. So it's much better for him to be down in Cleveland getting those first line, second line minutes, because he would not be getting that with the Blue Jackets.
Yeah, I mean, my answer is going to be somewhat similar to that, but it's going to boil down to one thing, and that is something that Don Waddell specifically went out and searched for in this offseason, and that is experience.
Yep.
Simply put, because, well, and specifically playoff experience.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that so many players in this team don't have, unfortunately. They haven't been in the playoffs for a minute. But there's players on the team who have been there. There's players on the team who have their name on a cup. Right? I'm trying to think of who. Obviously Jack Johnson was there last year, but anyway, my point being experience. That's just what it boils down to. And Zach Aston Reese is all reliable. He only had 16 games this season, so he's someone too. He's 31 years old, by the way. Lundstrom's 26.
Yeah.
Luca Pacelli is like 20 or something.
Yeah.
So, you can afford to healthy scratch Zach Aston Reese. Yeah. You can afford to have him on the fourth line, the third line, fourth line. You can afford that. He has his NHL experience. He is the player he is. Everyone can always improve, but he's a player he is, and you know what you're going to get.
Yep.
Del Bel Belluz, fantastic player. I would love to see him up on the NHL lineup, but you don't fully know what you're going to get every time.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't. He's not tried and true and proven in the NHL in any capacity yet. He'll get there. So Yeah, I was scrolling through and I saw that and I was like, that's kind of a valid question in some ways because Ashton Reese doesn't do tons. I feel like he did more last year.
Yep.
Maybe he was getting more opportunity last year to do more as well. But he's more experienced. That's that. Anyway, we are
on to the next thing.
yeah.
Adam Fantilli has really been awesome this season. He's really stepped it up this season, been so good, especially when he's been bumped up to that first line. As soon as he he was good, but as soon as he started playing with Kirill Marchenko, Dmitry Voronkov, he's played good. And heck, look, they don't have Kirill Marchenko right now. He's hurt. And it's 3 games and it's a small sample size. But even playing with Kent Johnson and Dmitry Voronkov, he looks good there. I like that line too. So overall, Adam Fantilli, I like you. You've been playing so good this season. You've been so fun to watch. You've really stepped it up ever since getting bumped up to that first line. That 3-point night in Toronto, 2 goals, 1 assist for 3 points, including the game-winning goal in overtime. You've had a big goal against 2 big goals against the Oilers and other big moment, big goal against the Stars and just other big moments where you've really showed up. You've really shined. And it's just great. It's great to see, and just keep going, man. Keep going. You've been so fun to watch, and just keep going. Keep building on that positive momentum and positive energy that you have built up this season, because it really does look like that you've taken that next step, and it really does look like that you have taken that first line center spot and you're not giving it back. Because the reason why you go get a guy like a Sean Monahan 2 off seasons ago, not this off season, but the off season before that, the reason you go get a guy like a Sean Monahan is that you understand that, you know what, Adam Fantilli, yes, he's your future star of tomorrow, a guy that has elite potential, a guy that has first line, second line talent, franchise type player, a type of guy you build around. But you also realize that, you know what, at that point in time, he's probably not ready yet to have that first line center spot. And it's better for his development to just ease him into it. And when he's give him second, third line minutes, have him play there. And when he's ready, then you give him first line minutes. And having a guy like Sean Monahan did exactly just that. Sean Monahan takes the first line center minutes, and then Adam Fantilli's allowed to develop at his own pace, take his time, and then when he was ready, he's good to go. And that was proven this past season when he played first line center minutes, and it's been proven again this time when given the chance with first line center minutes. He's been awesome, and now there's this idea that eventually Adam Fantilli would take that first line center spot away from Sean Monahan and not give it back. In my opinion, we've gotten to that point to where Adam Fantilli has taken that first line center spot and he's not giving it up. It's now officially Adam Fantilli's, and it's just been so fun to watch and just great to see. So keep going, Adam Fantilli. You've been playing great, so fun to watch, and now just interested to see where you go from here. How do you build on that and all that positive momentum that you built on? You've been playing so awesome. So keep going, Adam Fantilli. You've been awesome for the Blue Jackets.
Absolutely. I can't say enough good about this kid because he's been out there rocking it. He had a 3-point night when the Blue Jackets played Toronto on the 20th.
Yeah.
2 goals, 1 assist, absolutely huge. And in that 8-game span, so I believe
7 goals.
Yeah, he had 7 goals in an 8-game span, And it was funny because like the week before, I was just talking about how like I can feel like he's warming up, but he really needs to start
Yep.
attacking, and he
Yep.
really seems. And then I mean, I highly doubt he'd listen to us or take us seriously, but he started heating up. He started getting
Yeah.
there, and he's there. And unfortunately, he's been kind of skunked these last 3 games. He hasn't been able to get on the board. Um, he had 7 shots on goal against Toronto, though. But like I said, Wall was absolutely killing it that night too. So,
Yeah.
he's getting the minutes though. That is one thing. Is earlier in the year, he was getting a little bit less minutes. He was playing 17 minutes or under. In a couple games, he only got like 15 minutes or so. Only some players would kill for that amount of minutes, but here lately, the last 10 games or so, I can't count 8 games, 10 games. He's been going like 18, 22, 21 minutes, 22 minutes, 21, and he's been playing quite a bit more. So that can help a little bit for sure. Also, there's been some injuries, so he'll get a little bit more time up there on that first line too, or the top line there. I think whoever he plays with is fantastic. I love seeing the synergy between him and Kent Johnson. I think that they are 2 peas in a pod very often, but seeing him out there with Marchenko is really great too. And I think that putting him next to a player like Marchenko as well could help Fantilli like elevate his scoring then as well, because he's not as pressured to score. You have Marchenko out there, you can pass it to him. So it takes maybe a little bit of pressure off, which allows you to maybe relax a little bit and just do your thing and go for it that way. So big props to the young Adam Fantilli. Keep it up. Can't wait to see you get some more points. Right now, while I'm talking about it and thinking about it, I mentioned this earlier. He is 4th on the team in points right now with 17. Werenski's top. He's got 9 goals, 15 assists for 24 points. Marchenko is after that, 8 goals with 14 assists and 22 points. Dmitry Voronkov, 9 goals, 9 assists for 18, and then Adam Fantilli, 9 goals, 8 assists. So, and if we're looking at the goals leader, Werenski, Voronkov, and Fantilli are all tied at number 1 with 9. Kirill Marchenko has 8 goals, and then after that, someone who's not even in the top 10 of points earners, Miles Wood. He's got 6 goals. He's got 8 points. That puts him just outside. It puts him at number 11 on the team because, well, if you count, so Matejchuk, Olivier, and Sillinger all have 9 points, but so if you count that as like 1, he would be number 9. But if you count it as 3, he's number 11. So Fantilli is stepping up big, very, very big. He's 21 years old. Him and who I'm gonna say now, who I'm gonna talk about now, who he needs to heat up. Sorry, that was kind of my ending of Fantilli. We need to see Kent Johnson heat up a little bit. I want to see some more goals from that dude. He's very good player. Unfortunately, right now he has the lowest plus minus on the team. That's a stat I don't bring up too often. People bitch, but when you're at a minus 12 and there's other players on the team who are plus 8, that tells me a little bit about your defense and your line. So
that's not what I wanted to do.
What am I hearing in the background there? Some people singing?
That must be my mom. She's watching a video.
Oh, okay. No, I was just curious.
But
yeah. Congrats, Adam Fantilli. Can't wait to see you get a big contract.
That's right. So, I'll just. Yeah, look at that. Recut So that's where you said the Blue Jackets. I got this Blue Jacket. Oh, there we go. The Blue Jackets, Michigan guy. So you're saying you want. So you said, oh, I want Fantilli to be better. He's better. So now you're like, oh, okay, well, I want Kent Johnson to be better. Okay. So we're just throwing that out there.
I want to see these three out there in OT, Michigan OT.
Well, that
it's
would
kind
be
of a joke about there's a rapper named Mexican OT, and I just thought that was funny.
Well, that would be strategically that would be the smart thing to do if you're in overtime to have these three guys out there for the Blue Jackets: Adam Fantilli, Kent Johnson, Zach Werenski. But that's besides the point. So there's that. But all right then. Okay, so a couple more things here to get going here before we get out of here. So I promised some hockey jersey concepts, so we're going to talk about
what you got?
Some hockey jersey concepts. So first things first, we're going to put this one up on the screen. So basically, I like this, and it's like old school looking jersey. If the Blue Jackets played in another outdoor game, I feel like they'd wear something like this, where it's got the dark blue, and instead of a white, it's got that like vintage like looking cream/white.
Yeah.
And then like the numbers are that vintage cream/white outlined in red, and it's got the Canon logo on it, and then like the shoulder patch is like the state of Ohio. Overall, and there's blue pants too, blue socks. Like I like this.
I'm a big fan of this. Huge fan of this, actually. Especially when we're thinking about the Civil War theme. I mean, there's probably very few things that were like stark bleach white.
Yeah.
So seeing the off-white with the dark Union blue, super nice. The striping on this is fantastic. It's one of my biggest complaints with a lot of these jerseys is the striping. Because it's so easy to overdo. It's easy to overdo. We got a white stripe around the elbows with a blue and then red stripe. I mean, it's the Union blue, so it's basically just the background jersey color, but I count it as a stripe because it's between the red and the white. And there's a red stripe at the bottom of the waist, followed by a blue, then a white, then a blue at the very, very bottom. Big fan of that.
Yeah.
Striping on the pants matches. Striping on the socks matches. I like the little Ohio patch on the leg there. That's a nice little touch with the number in it. Can't really see. Oh, yeah. Then they have Ohio patches on the shoulders, too. I like that. I'm already a big fan of the third jersey logo, and this is kind of just like a slight. It's like mixing the third with the regular home. And
yes.
Dude, if they came out with this jersey, I'd be absolutely stoked. I'd get this in a heartbeat. I'll give this one. I like this one a lot, and I'll have to give it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Hell, I'll give it a 10 out of 10. There's not a thing on this jersey that I can actually bitch about. Because, there's always something I got to pick up out.
Yeah.
There's nothing here I dislike.
Yeah.
Big fan.
All right. On to the next one.
10 out of 10.
On to the next one. So this is from John E. 9109 on Twitter. And basically, this has been a common thing that we've talked about on the show. And I keep seeing this pop up on like Twitter and other stuff, which is ever since the Blue Jackets outdoor game jersey came to the world, people keep making their own versions of a jersey concept idea involving the Blue Jackets, which is it's their own take on the outdoor game jersey with some different changes. Maybe it's a slightly different shade of blue. The logo is different. Maybe the numbers are different. Maybe the shoulder patches are different. Maybe the striping is different. It's the popular thing to do with the Blue Jackets in terms of hockey jersey concepts seems to be do their own version of like an outdoor game jersey ever since the outdoor game jersey came out. So overall, I like this one, Canon logo on the front, white numbers outlined in red, the shoulder patch, the CBJ hockey stick with like the belt buckle from the Kepi that was from the outdoor game. That's instead of just being used once, it's used twice as both shoulder patches. The striping's a little bit different. It's silver outlined in red stripe, silver bottom. So like over, and then, kind of that, again, dark blue, but it's a slightly different shade of dark blue. So overall, I like this.
Yeah, I'm a fan of this. I can't say that I dislike it. What I can say is that it's not original at all. I know it's like a remake of the outdoor, but literally the only real difference here is that they flipped the chevrons and put red outlines around them.
Yes.
Oh, and the middle patch is the third jersey patch, correct, instead of the giant cannon.
Yeah.
Comparing this to the outdoor jersey is I like it better,
Yeah.
but I'll give this one a I don't dislike it, but I gotta give it like a 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
Just for originality purposes. That's all.
Yeah.
Ain't gonna knock it. Ain't gonna say it's
No. Yeah.
10 out of 10.
All right. Okay, next up, this is from Luke Orient on Instagram. So basically, this is really using the Blue Jackets Civil War theme because you have a Union soldier as the main logo, the cannon shoulder patch, and it's this person's take on the Blue Jackets third jersey. So cannon shoulder patches and a Union soldier logo, and it has the same third jersey striping and the same number pattern as the third jersey. But overall, I like this because this is a real cool, fun way to use the Blue Jackets Civil War theme because you have the Union soldier as the main logo and cannon shoulder patches.
Big fan of this, especially so this comes from like a few years ago. So when instead of thinking about the outdoor jersey concepts, this is a retake on the third jersey concept.
Yeah.
And I like this a lot. I actually really like that logo.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I would like that logo as a smaller secondary one better. Just because it's a lot of the same color as the jersey. And then, they have the cannon patches up on the shoulders. If they basically just switch those, or if that was just a new patch, that would be sick. Also, I low-key kind of think that they should make that little button in there, like in the hat, gold. Because, that it's not necessarily Blue Jackets color. Usually they go with like the silver or silver. Silver would be fine. I just think that I'm just being nitpicky here. I like the collar a lot, like how it has the light blue in the middle, where the NHL logo is at. White stripe, blue stripe up around the neck. I like most of the other striping on this too. Overall, I'm gonna have to give this one. I'll give this one a 8 out of 10.
So that's the logo right there.
Yeah.
So
if anyone's watching on their phone, they can see it a little bit bigger there. It looks like to be a Union soldier. Mustached. I like how they give him a mustache.
Love it. Let's see. Does he have anything else? Well, okay, so white version of this. Like, I like this too.
That's cool. I like that too. Yeah, I have the same exact what I'd say about the last one as this one. But
still good. I like this. So, dark blue numbers outlined in light blue. It's the same Union soldier logo, cannon shoulder patches, and then you basically third jersey striping, but you change the colors. So I like this.
Yeah. Well, there's a comment right there that said exactly what I said. The cannon logo should be the primary right now.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Fuck that. We're not talking.
I like the light blue.
Yeah.
I like the light blue, but everything else, no. Okay. Next up. So this is more of an older one. This is when's this from? Does it say? April of 2017. But I like this.
Dubois or Dubois.
But I like this because I like the light blue. I like that cannon logo, Columbus with the cannon logo, and it's Kepi shoulder patch, and then dark blue shoulders and dark blue pants. Like, I like this.
Even this feels very 90s coded. And the reason I say that is for some reason the way the striping is makes me kind of think of like a 90s jersey kind of. very interesting choice here for the striping because they don't complete one the whole way around the body once or the whole way around the arm. It stops part way by the light blue. I think it's kind of cool. The logo here is pretty neat. It's a different kind of cannon logo. So it's a front view of the cannon, like the cannon's like pointing out from the chest, like at you. I like the concept, but I'm not sure it worked. I like the concept. What I think that should be is the Columbus name in it should be either above it or below it, not through the middle of it, because it makes the logo hard to read what it is. I mean, obviously, if you're watching on your phone, sorry, it's probably pretty small, but it's even I'm have this on full screen on my computer, and it's still a little bit hard to read. But this isn't as cool as the last one. It's better than the first one. Give it a 7 out of 10. I almost want to knock it down a point just for being a Dubois jersey, but okay. JK.
Okay. All right. On to the next one. So I really like this one. This is from a Matt Freeman, a graphic art designer. That's who he is. So basically, it's his take on the Blue Jackets third jersey, and I really like this because so it's the Cannon. I'll kind of zoom in so you can see it, but you got the Cannon third jersey logo, and then Cappy. It's a different take on it's a different Cappy logo. I like that as the shoulder patch, and we march like the third jersey, and the collar's cool, and the light blue shoulders and the little vintage cream white. I like that kind of break up the light blue with the dark blue. I like that, and the numbers are that vintage like cream white outline in dark blue. I like that. The chevrons on this, I really like that. That's cool. A little chevron thingy at the bottom. I like that as well. So you know what? Overall, I really like this. Oh boy, you muted.
God damn it. I was like on my third sentence already. Thank you for that. Sorry, I a little sniffly. I don't want to be sniffling on here too much. I mute myself sometimes. But yeah, overall, this isn't going to be a 10 out of 10 for me, but I do like this one a lot. I like where the chevrons are at on the sleeves. That's cool. The waist is really unique too because it's kind of like a chevron going down. And I know there's probably going to be a joke or something made about it, like that it's an arrow, but it looks cool in my opinion. It's very unique as well too. Something original that I like to see. The chevrons on the shoulders are kind of cool because it's like it's not really like true ones, but it's like it's almost like a gap. I don't know how to describe it. If you're listening to us, I'm so sorry, but it's this one I'm gonna have to give I'll give you this one a 9 out of 10. I'd buy this 100%. The only thing that I would maybe change slightly is maybe so on the shoulder patch on the Kepi one, the circle is smaller than the Kepi itself. And what I would do is I would make the circle bigger, and then I put white in where the light blue is on the inside of the logo. That way, the dark blue could stand out really well on the shoulders there, and then I would that's it. That's the only thing really. Got a nitpick.
Yeah, nitpick. All right, then. Okay, let's see. What else does he have? Ooh, I really like this one.
Ooh, it's the away version.
So like a vintage white cream sort of thing, and the light blue that breaks up the light blue shoulders, the chevrons. Numbers are that vintage cream outlined in light blue. The Cappy logos, the cannon. I like this. I like this.
I'm curious how this much off-white would look up against the ice. Just curious because you have off-white up against white. It might be okay. It'd probably be okay.
Yeah. I like this.
I like this one. I'll give it the same rating as the home jersey version of it.
Yeah. I like this. Now, okay, so for reference, we'll pay attention to the bottom of the jersey here because it's. See, you see, there's a difference. Instead of light blue, it's dark blue.
Everything's all the blues are just reversed. And see how the patch is? See how the light blue in the patch against the dark makes the kepi stick out more?
Yep.
That's exactly kind of what I was saying with the first one.
Yeah.
I like this one better, actually.
Yeah.
I'll give this one damn, I think I gotta give it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah. Because let's see. Yeah,
I'm
dark
really
blue and then
that's
light blue, the light blue. Yeah, I like this
the
one.
light blue a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
I might have to bump it. I like the chevrons, I like everything about it. I might have to bump that up to 10 out of
Yeah.
10 because I think I gave the other one a 9.
Yeah, I do like this. The light blue, the chevron, the cream helps break it up with the dark blue, and then the numbers are cream outlined in the light blue, the cappy, the Canon logo, the chevrons. I like this.
Pretty cool.
Okay, let's see here.
You have another one?
Ooh.
Okay.
I can get behind this.
I don't hate it. It's a bit more red than normal, but it's not.
Yeah, if I'm being nitpicky, let's cut down on some of the red here.
Yeah, just a bit. But I get that. I get it where they're coming from.
Yeah.
It's an away jersey for the audio listeners, and it's red, white, and blue, just with the same markings we were already talking about, just like the usual Union blue, red, and white. And the main color is white. It's an away jersey, and then like more of the stripes are red than they are blue. I don't know what you would change it out with other than maybe silver, but then I don't know. I kind of like it.
Yeah.
But I'll give this one. See how the kepi has the red behind it?
It really helps it stand out.
Yeah.
I'll
give this one a 9 out of 10 as well.
Yeah.
Big fan. Big fan. Not quite as cool as last, but
let's see. I'm not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So where there was light blue on the shoulders or the dark blue on the shoulders, now it's just cream colored.
Yeah.
And the kepi logo looks nicely on that too. It's just that light blue on the light blue.
Yeah.
But this is nice. No, I don't like this as much as the other ones that were blue's the main color.
Yeah. I could get behind this.
Yeah.
I could get behind this.
Okay, so this is just the away third concept with the reversal on the blues.
Yeah. This is okay. Yeah. I like that. Okay. Oh
shit. Yeah. This is kind of an Olympic jersey to me.
Yeah. See, if you want to do that reverse retro thing and not be a red ripoff Capitals jersey, just something like this, where maybe it's blue with white shoulders or blue shoulders with white shoulders, but this is just I do like this,
I like this a lot too. What we were talking about with the red, white, and blue normal away jersey earlier, this is just the home jersey version of that. The thing is here, I wish that it was a white stripe on the bottom and then the red was in the middle.
Yeah.
Because I just think it would look nicer that way, in my opinion. That's the only thing I have to nitpick on this. Otherwise, I'll give it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Cool. Okay. There's like good color contrast here between the blue and the red and the white. I like that.
Right. And like I said, it almost feels like Olympic.
Yeah. The cappy logo really stands out here. I like that. Numbers outlined blue with the red. I like that. Oh, yeah. A little too much red for my liking.
Yeah, out of all the ones of this design, this is my least favorite color combo. Yeah. Too much red.
Still good, but just a little too much red for my liking.
Yeah. At least they haven't put the light blue with the stark red. That hurts my eyes.
Yeah.
There's more? How many color combos can you actually do with this?
I don't know. I just looked up hockey jersey concept and I saw this one. Like, God, this guy looks cool, I guess.
Yeah.
All right.
No. Okay. If they were going to do a retro jersey,
maybe
as an Ohioan, I gotta say, I don't like the old CBJ logo.
It's terrible.
It's horrible. I don't know who thought of that and thought it was a good idea for a hockey team. It's awful. But
Yeah, it's better.
the jersey itself's kind of dope. Like for the audio listeners out there, there's like the Ohio flag is on the shoulders, like the dot from the Ohio flag is on either shoulder, and it's got like stars behind it to like make the Ohio flag, and then it has Ohio flag stripes going down the arms, and it's a white, mostly white jersey. Then around the waist, it's got the chevron striping, and it's red and white with a silver lining there, and then there's blue on the ends on the bottoms too.
Yeah.
Just do something different with the center logo. Just put the big cannon logo on there for the outdoor jersey. That would be sick because it would just explain it all in one jersey. With the logo, it's a 5 out of 10. Without the logo, I'll give it freaking 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. This is god awful. No. Your name the Blue Jackets. Blue needs to be the main color, and I know you're going for like an Ohio State thing. Like, cool. I like Ohio State. Go Bucks. Go Buckeyes. Whatever. But no, this Blue Jackets. It needs to be blue. Just no.
No.
I
mean, I know that some places do like the City Connect jerseys or something like that, and
there's better ways.
I just gotta say, this ain't it. This ain't it. And I think that there might be missing the point of the flag, making the C, letter C too, because it disappears so hard behind it. Like the curvature of it is too curved.
No,
it's and then the back of the C is hidden, so it doesn't even make a C anymore. It just makes a swoopy Ohio flag.
I just no. Just no.
Too much Buckeye
okay,
stuff.
let's see here. Honestly, I think this is probably the one for me right here.
I think go to the right. One more. That one. That's I think my favorite out of all.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That one and the first one. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Pretty cool. Thanks.
All right. Let's see.
Whatever.
All right. I think that did I go through all the jersey concepts? Yes, I did. All right. So I got two more things to talk about, and then we'll, two big things, and then we'll say our stuff, and then we'll get out of here. I'm going to put this up on the screen. So it's a minor nitpick. It's a minor criticism. But look, Ohio State, if you're going to do the whole like Michigan bad thing, the letter M is bad, and I need to cross it out with the letter X, fine, whatever. But you need to commit to the bit and do it correctly because you can't do it right. Because look, I'm just going to use this post as an example here. So, every week, Ryan Day, the Ohio State's football coach, he has a show on 97.1 The Fan that you can listen to. And like Ohio State says, hey, do you have any questions for Ryan Day? Here's your chance. You can ask Ryan Day a question. Click this link to submit your question. Okay, fine, whatever. And it is of the week of Ohio State, Michigan. Ohio State does these posts all over social media where, like, if there's a word that has the letter M in it, they cross out that letter M with an X, which is what you're seeing here with all these words that have an M cross out with an X. Okay, fine. But if you're going to do this, say, oh, Michigan bad, cross out the letter M with an X thing, you need to do it correctly. Don't do it wrong, because look at this post. You didn't cross out this M right here. You didn't cross out this M right here. You forgot to cross out this M right here. Like, come on now. Commit to the bid. Commit to the bid. Do it right.
So I totally understand where you're coming from this. To our audio listeners or anyone out there, Kevin is being as nitpicky about this as I am about the single little color on a patch on a jersey. Because for reference, it's a link. It's got .com, but as someone who's been on the internet for like 20 freaking years, I know a way around that easily. Go to tiny URL, put your URL in, and then it'll link it on a tiny URL, and you can make it not have the letter M. Easy.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Also, the Union Home Mortgage is a logo, and they're probably paid to put that on there. But they could have left it and just put like a little red X over the M. It still would have been the logo. It still would be the Union Home Mortgage. I have to agree with Kevin here. Especially on the link, I'll give him a little tiny bit of leeway, but like there's a way around it. 1, 2. But on the Union Home Mortgage, it's right on the page. Just a red X. We'll still know what it is. They'll still get their advertisement in.
Yeah. It just come on now. I expect if you're going to do the whole Michigan bad thing and cross out the letter M with an X, I expect you to do the bit correctly and cross out every single M with the letter X. Otherwise, don't do it at all. No half-assing it. I expect you to do it, cross out every single letter M with an X if you're going to do that. That's just me, though.
Pretty good.
But anyways, all right.
Minutes ago.
Yeah.
Never mind. Different team. Never mind.
No. Anyways, okay. So one of the last big things I'm going to talk about for today's show is I have a hockey puck collection, and every time I've gone to a hockey game, I get a hockey puck. Now, 99% of these hockey pucks, they're Blue Jackets pucks. Well, because the Blue Jackets games are the games that I go to the most. So that's the reason why that most of these pucks are Blue Jacket pucks. But there are pucks in this collection that are not Blue Jacket pucks, and you're going to see some of them in this video that I did just for the show. So I'm going to play the video, and then Hefty Duck and I can talk about this hockey puck collection that, you know.
Oh, yeah, I'll show you some of mine.
Oh, and Hefty Duck can share yours too. So here we go. So as you can see, it's mostly Blue Jacket pucks, but you do have other stuff. Like there's Minnesota pucks. You got an Ohio State puck.
Oh, that's cool. I love getting the holiday ones. That's one of my favorites. I was going to bring that up because I have 3 different ones. I have 4, but
yeah. Oh yeah, I got like St. Patrick's Day and like Happy Holidays, and
I don't have any Christmas ones.
The military, which is basically Christmas, but it says Happy Holidays. Fine, whatever. Yeah. You know, let's be honest here.
I'm not gonna.
You know, if you're saying, look, if you're 9 times out of 10 in this country, if you're saying Happy Holidays, you mean Christmas. So let's be honest with ourselves here. You mean Christmas. But that's besides the point. So we got that, a military night, and so much more. So I'll just pause it at different times. There you go. Ohio State.
Yeah, Ohio State one. Cool.
Yeah, because I've been to some Ohio State hockey games, and they're fun. You just kind of wish that Ohio State had better hockey facilities like other schools, but that's besides the point.
They serve good beer.
So let's see here. Okay. That one was from my Minnesota trip, actually, because the Wild home opener was the Blue Jackets. And so when I was up in Minnesota for a game, I went to the team store to get some stuff. And one of the things that they were selling at the time was a puck from their home opener, which had the Blue Jackets logo on it. And I was like, well, I have to get that one because Blue Jackets.
Yeah, that's sick. Especially too, yeah, because it's not one that like many other Blue Jackets fans are going to have. I'm sure there's like 1 or 2 people out there, but that's pretty dope.
Let's see here. Now I'm kind of trying to play with this puck right here. Okay, so Milwaukee Admirals puck. I got 3 of these. So I've been to 3 Milwaukee Admiral games. That's the minor league team for the Nashville Predators. And, you know, it's a good game, fun time. Obviously, I've talked about it on the show back in October. I went up to Milwaukee to see the Monsters play up there, and the Monsters won that game 4-3 in overtime, and I was on a Zamboni, and so much fun stuff. And this is the puck. Well, actually got 2 pucks. This is one of the pucks that I got that day at the Admirals team store.
That's cool. I believe Dean Evison coached there at one point.
He did. So yeah,
For a
there it
good
is.
while.
So there it is. There's that. All
That's
right.
cool.
Okay. So then it's just other pucks that I have. Let's see here. More Minnesota pucks. Let's see here. What else do we get? Okay. We got Boone Jenner puck, Zach Renski puck, Nick Blankenberg puck that was on clearance. So I got that. That was on sale. Let's see. Rick Nash puck, Kent Johnson
Nick
puck.
Blankenberg, famously the best player on the Nashville Predators right now.
Yeah. Rick Nash puck, Kent Johnson puck, Cam Atkinson puck. Let's see here. All-Star game puck when the Blue Jackets had it. Of course, outdoor game puck.
Oh, that's sick. Good old 614 puck. That's cool.
I'll back that up. Right.
I like that third jersey puck.
Right there.
I love that. Like, it's such an easy and like a fairly cheap souvenir to get too.
I know it is.
Because like there is some stuff that's priced really high.
Oh, so when you go to Minnesota, like it's a good place to see a game. They got a good team store. Though it's very small though compared to what the Blue Jackets have. Still a good store, but like it's really expensive up there. And like I get it because it's Minnesota and they like hockey, so people will pay for it. But like some of the pucks up there are like $20. But so it's like, but so compared to the Blue Jackets where it's like $8, but I get it. It is what it is. But there's, third jersey puck, as Hefty Duck said, and 614 puck. You got Stanley Cup playoff pucks. And the outdoor game puck. So Blue Jackets outdoor game puck. Okay. I want to back this up just a little bit. Okay. So on the right, so my mom and my Aunt Karen in June of 2022, they went down to Arizona to help out my grandpa at the time who was living down there. And well, my grandpa was the only one down there. So like he had no one to help him down there. So my mom and my Aunt Karen had to fly down to Arizona to help him out. And while they were there, they stopped by the Coyotes team store and got me this puck from when the Blue Jackets played the Coyotes down in Arizona during the 2021-2022 season. And obviously the Coyotes don't exist anymore. So this one is definitely, more valuable and worth a lot more.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Guess I didn't even think about that.
Got their jersey, camo puck, so like military night.
Cool.
That's
Ooh,
cool.
The Ohio one there, that's unique. I've never seen that one before.
Oh, I got that one years ago.
Yeah,
where it's like
there's quite a few I've seen that I have.
Yeah,
but there's a couple that I haven't seen yet. Yeah. I'll show you those in a bit.
Yeah. So it's the state of Ohio, and then like there's a dot and there's a line connected to the Blue Jackets logo showing Columbus. Okay.
Interesting.
Cappy logo one. That's a good one, Minnesota is the state of hockey, so you had to get that one because that's cool. Another Ohio one where it's like the Blue Jackets logo inside the state of Ohio. Florida Panthers one. I got this one in March of 2014. I went to a Panthers game and I got this one, and they were celebrating their 30th season that year. So that's what that logo is. It's a Panther logo with, 30 years in hockey. We are the fifth line puck with the Blue Jackets logo. That's cool.
Oh, mine's different. Mine doesn't say we are. Mine just says fifth line.
Oh. Well, I got that one years ago, so that's probably why.
Weird. Yeah, this one's pretty old too. It's probably one of the more first couple ones I got.
Yeah. All right. So there's that. Let's see here. Kepi logo. What else did I do here? There's that 614 that Hefty Doc was talking about.
614 is pretty cool.
614. See here. Oh, Stanley Cup. There we go. Stanley Cup playoffs.
Ooh, playoff box. Hell yeah.
Stanley Cup playoffs.
What is that one below it that says something night?
Oh, Ignite the Night.
Ignite the night. Oh, okay.
Another.
It's All-Star Game puck.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Another
I'm
one.
missing some.
Let's see. Another third jersey.
It's crazy how many you have, but like how many we don't necessarily have the same of.
Yeah.
I like some weird ones though. I'll show you. You're gonna laugh at me for the one.
Let's see here. I try to get it in the screen. It doesn't necessarily work, but wait. There it is. Third jersey puck. Outdoor game puck. There it is.
That's sick.
And
did you get one of the opening night pucks from this year?
I didn't. I did not do that. No.
Right on.
I did not do that.
I mean, I thought
so that's that. That's the hockey puck collection that I have, and that it will continue to get bigger because, I like hockey and I keep going to hockey games. So every time I go to a hockey game, I'll get another puck or two, and then it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I've even gotten my nieces into collecting hockey pucks because they always come to my house, and sometimes they hang out in my room and they see all the hockey pucks that I have over the years, and they like looking at them, and they wanted to have some of their own. So I've went to Blue Jackets game. When I was at the home opener for the Blue Jackets, I got them some hockey pucks, and when I went up to Minnesota, I got them some pucks there. So they have some of their own hockey puck collection now.
Well, yeah, that's pretty cool.
So anyway, that's that for now.
I'll show you some of mine that
Hefty Doc, he'll get in here and show him his hockey pucks.
Okay. So first, this is not a Blue Jackets puck, but it's a Cleveland Monsters puck.
See, yeah.
And this was like my favorite one they had. It's the Monsters Eye looking through the net. Like, I love the full color ones too, when it's like not the full things color. This is the one I said you're gonna laugh at me for because we talk about how much we don't like that red jersey, but I'm a sucker for colored pucks. Yeah. Any puck that's a different color than black, I'm a sucker for it. I can't help it. So I had to get this one when I saw it.
That one's not so bad though.
Yeah.
It's not so bad though.
Jersey. It's just a puck, right? It's not as bad. So colored pucks. Colored puck number 2. We got a fully blue puck. It's kind of hard to see on camera here, but that is blue. And it's got the third jersey logo on the front. So the whole puck is blue. Yeah. It's the same like Union blue color. Like it's such a I love this one. This is probably one of my favorite ones I have.
Yeah.
Fifth line, showed you that one already. I don't know. Oh, they were giving these out after the game one time. They played the Canes 2023, January 12th.
Yeah.
They just were giving them out afterwards. That's cool. Opening night puck, showed you that one. My holiday ones. This is one of my favorites. This is a Valentine's Day puck.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see if it'll focus on it.
I see it.
There we go. It's focused now. Yeah. So it's got the roses and the pink on it and whatnot. Happy Valentine's Day. Love that one. I usually try to get to the New Year's game because I don't really do much on New Year's normally. So this was a one against the Blackhawks. I'm pretty sure they won that game.
They did.
I have a Halloween puck. This was from either last year or the year before, I think. I didn't see this one, and this one pretty cool. So it's the third jersey logo, but it's red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
And just super simple, solid. I liked it. Now, the Piece de Resistance.
Yeah.
My favorite one I have. Stinger puck.
See, I got that one too.
I like this one a lot. This one cracks my shit.
Yeah.
His little face. You can see the little plush stinger I have right over my shoulder here. This one sits right with him.
Yeah.
Right there.
That's right. Anyway,
I have more, but those are the ones I just wanted to grab out. I wasn't sure.
All right, then. Okay, I think I'm going to quickly check my bookmarks to see if I missed anything, and if I did, I'll quickly talk about it. If not, we'll just get to our final stuff, and then we'll get out of here. You know what? Screw it. We're doing memes. All right. So, of course, Ohio State beat Michigan. So, Brutus meme. It's interesting fact. Brutus spent more time in the end zone than Michigan did today.
Damn, got him.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. I mean, this is objectively true. Brutus did spend more time in the end zone than Michigan did. So it's true, objectively true. Let's see here. Let's see what else. Oh, give Brutus some NIL money for this.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Let's see here. Is it? No. He dotted the I in the big house, just like Script Ohio, the band does. Look, there's the video. We'll play this video, but there's Brutus doing the actual, look at this. He's doing the Ohio. There he is. He's spelling out the word Ohio. Here we go. And boom, he's got dot the I. There you go. He's done it. He spelled out Ohio. And there's the M crossed out.
And shortly after that, there is a Michigan fan or someone who's on the sideline who comes out and smears it all up or whatever.
I think that was security.
That was what?
I think that was security.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't be too surprised, but
yeah,
that was pretty funny. They were kind of standing there, it was one of the people in one of the green vests. So I do think it might have been someone who was working. There's a dog on the field catching a frisbee. What?
Yeah, I know.
That's
cool.
Big fan of having dogs out on the field catching frisbees. That's sick. Look how much red is in the stands. Oh my god.
Oh god, yeah. Ohio State fans took that place over.
That's crazy.
They took that place over. So that's that. But it was all over the place. They took that place over. So, and so much that they got the the OHIO chant going around the entire place. So, that was cool. Okay, we got this. So I guess we'll finish off with this. We'll say our stuff and we'll get out of here. So, Brutus had a little birthday party today because it was his birthday back in October. So Brutus having a little birthday party, and here we got the two Reds mascots, Mr. Red, Rosie Red. We got the crew mascot there, and Stinger, Blue Jackets mascot Stinger. He's there having fun at Brutus's birthday party. So that's cool.
That's pretty awesome.
We got Stinger. There's Stinger with Brutus, and Stinger's going to give someone a high five. That's cool. And, there's Stinger, Brutus, the two Reds mascots, the crew mascots. So overall, pretty cool. Pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
All right. Anything else? Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised that, I get that, I feel like majority more Columbus fan. I think it's split, isn't it? In Columbus, it's split between guards and Reds for the most part.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to see Slider at more stuff like that, but they do it mean occasionally, I believe.
Yeah.
I like Slider a lot. I think he's one of the dumbest mascots there's ever been. I love it.
Yeah.
But this is coming from the guy who also likes Gritty in the Philly Fanatic.
Yeah.
So take my opinion with a grain of salt.
But I'm just sharing my own personal experience here, but I've been coming to Columbus since 2009, and yes, they have the Clippers, who are the top affiliate for Indians, now Guardians. But as long as I've been coming to Columbus, I've always seen more Red stuff in stores in and around the Columbus area.
I'd say so too.
So that I just kind of find it interesting how you have the Cleveland minor league team there. You think there'd be more Cleveland stuff, but no, you see a lot more. You see a lot more Red stuff in and around the Columbus area, which I thought was interesting. to go with all the Blue Jackets and other stuff.
Yeah, because that's what I was thinking too. The Clippers being down there and all, but I ain't judging. I don't hate on the Reds.
Nope. Go Reds. Anyways, that's besides the point. So, okay, so Hefty Duck and I. This is probably going to be the longest show we've ever done because we've been going way over 2 hours now. But that's okay because you know what? We've been on a little heater, a lot of stuff to talk about, and that's going to happen. But it happens. It's
the difference between mid-season podcasts and off-season podcasts.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, go on for an hour if we really wanted.
I mean, like, look, I'm looking.
I didn't even talk about trade rumors yet. It's teaser for next week.
Yeah.
We got to talk about it. Yeah. There's not going to be – the news is there's not going to be anything. All trade talk is sidelined until the Olympics are over.
Yeah.
From what has been said. But I meant to sneak it in there somewhere. Don't have time. We'll talk about it next week. So tune in.
I'm looking at the screen here. We got 220 people watching right now live. So that's cool. So thank you for that.
For joining us.
We got a good group of people here watching. Oh, it's 222, bumped up to 222. That's cool.
and that is pretty nice for us. We appreciate y'all.
And we got let's see here. Shout out to Trey on Twitter for retweeting the show. So that's cool. That's cool.
Hell yeah, Trey. Thank you.
Thank you. So so there's that. All right, so this is definitely going to be the longest show that Hefty Duck and I have ever done, but it happens. There's a lot of stuff to talk about, so we had to do it.
Technically, there was one that I left that went on, but no, you're right. One that we've done.
Yeah,
I had left at like the 2 hour mark or some shit like that.
I know what you're getting at. Hefty Duck. So it was a couple summers ago. We did like an after dark show and you left. And then it was just like Owen, Hartsine, Wine, and I. And like we went on for like over 5 hours and we got done at like 2 a.m. Like I know what you're getting at there. So.
It was more of a stream than a podcast in a way anyway.
Yeah, but I know what you're getting at there. It was over 5 hours.
We're just taking up more time now.
But no, this is definitely but to wrap it up, between Hefty Duck and I, this is definitely the longest show that we've ever done. But it happens when there's a lot of stuff to talk about in the Blue Jackets world and so much more. And it happens. That's what happens. You do that. But anyways, Hefty Duck and I are going to say our stuff, and then we are going to get out of here. So first things first, if you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. That would be greatly appreciated. Please tell your family. Please tell your friends. Like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. That would be greatly appreciated. Like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Next up, as I always do, got to give a shout out to my awesome Uncle Doc, the best of the best. Man, I still wish you were here because, we just had Thanksgiving and you would have had your Brussels sprout thing where every year at Thanksgiving, you try and eat as many Brussels sprouts as you can. And you had a record where like one year, I want to say you ate something like 24, 25 Brussels sprouts on Thanksgiving. And you'd always try to go higher and do better and beat that record. And sometimes you wouldn't do it. Sometimes you would, kind of miss that there. Also, big hockey guy, and I love talking hockey with you. You're a big Blackhawks guy, but you became a Blue Jackets fan because of me. Your second favorite team was the Blue Jackets, and I gave you a Blue Jackets blue camo hat. You liked that hat. You wore it a lot, especially at your cooking job. And you tell me the story about how your fellow coworkers at your cooking job would be like, hey, what's that hat? Oh, it's a Blue Jackets hat. Hockey. My nephew gave it to me. You'd be like, oh, that's a cool hat. So you tell me how they like it. And I wish you're still here so I could talk some hockey with you and could see what's going. You could tell me how you think the Blackhawks are doing, and I could tell you how I think the Blue Jackets are doing. And I wish you're still here so I could see you at, holidays like Thanksgiving and Christmas and Easter and so much more, and see you at family get-togethers and parties and birthday parties and family get-togethers and so much more. And again, wish you're still here so I could talk hockey with you and could share my thoughts on. You could share your thoughts on how the Blackhawks are doing, and I could share my thoughts on how I think the Blue Jackets are doing, and so much more. So shout out to my awesome Uncle Doc, the best of the best. I wish you're still here. Shout out to my awesome Uncle Doc. Thank you for everything.
Rest in peace, Uncle Doc.
So last thing for me, and then Hefty Duck will say his stuff, and then we can get out of here. Is that as always, gotta get nice and neat here. Check out Union Blue Soldiers. Check out Union Blue Soldiers. Check out Union Blue Soldiers. Right here. Check out Union Blue Soldiers. Check out Union Blue Soldiers. Follow Union Blue Soldiers on all social media platforms. Check out Union Blue Soldiers. We do a lot of fun stuff. We do the marches every year before the Blue Jackets home opener. A great way to get a big group of Blue Jackets fans to come together to cheer on the Blue Jackets, doing chants of CBJ, Let's Go Jackets, and so much more. The Blue Jackets have been involved with our marches in 2021, 2022, 2023. That was cool. And like Stinger was there, and the people who throw the t-shirts into the crowd are there. And so that's cool. If you've been to a Blue Jackets game in the last 6-7 years, you've probably seen the marches that Union Blue Soldiers does on the scoreboard at a Blue Jackets game. If you've watched a Blue Jackets game on TV within about the last, 5 years or so, you've probably seen the Union Blue Soldiers march on TV during a Blue Jackets game. It's been on the Blue Jackets YouTube page. It's been all over their social media. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. It's been featured, talked about on 97.1 The Fan. The Columbus Dispatch has talked about it. It's been featured in some of their articles. And it's been on TV. So Clay Hall from ABC6 News has been there. You got Whitney Harding from NBC4. She's been to the march. And Adam King from 10 TV. He's been to the march twice. And he was at the march again this year. He was the one that was from 10 TV, and he showed up and he put the march on TV. So that was cool. So you never know what's going to happen when you join a Union Blue Soldiers march. A lot of fun stuff. Stinger could be there. Someone from the Blue Jackets could be there. You could be on TV. Someone from the Columbus media could show up. A lot of fun. So if the Blue Jackets make the playoffs, I'm going to do another march. If not, it's going to be the Blue Jackets home opener. So check out the marches that Union Blue Soldiers does. It's a lot of fun. It's a fun way to bring Blue Jackets fans together to cheer on the Blue Jackets. So one last time for me, check out Union Blue Soldiers. Check out Union Blue Soldiers. Follow Union Blue Soldiers on all social media platforms. Check out Union Blue Soldiers. So that's it for me for now. Hefty Duck will get in there. He'll say his stuff, and then we can get out of here.
Yeah, I don't have too much to say. I got to do a big shout out to our audio listeners as well. I forgot to mention this at the top of the show, but if you want to listen to us in audio, if you're driving to work or some shit like that, check us out. Spotify, Google, YouTube, Apple Podcasts. Anywhere you can find podcasts, we are there. Also, if you are watching us from Twitter, one, we love you. I think. I don't know. I'm not going to say that. We like you. Thank you very much for checking us out. But we also have a YouTube. Check us out there as well. We're trying to grow that a little bit more. You can find. I haven't posted on our Facebook in like a year, so don't. I mean, you can look us up there. It's cool. Whatever. Just like, subscribe, share, follow wherever you're watching from. We appreciate you as always. Don't forget to check out my stuff online. I am a professional tattoo artist other than just a podcast host. You can check out my stuff at lance.schrock.tattoos on Instagram. Check it out. Check out my work. I just posted a healed photo of a really cool stinger tattoo I did earlier this year. It's my favorite tattoo I got to do this whole year. Go check it out. It's a Blue Jackets themed tattoo. Other than that, this has been an episode of the Brew Jackets, and I believe that we forgot to discuss our schedule for next week. Blue Jackets don't have a game on Sunday, right?
They do.
They do. Okay. So next week we're going to be coming at you from Saturday, Sunday, December 8th, Monday, December 8th. Yeah. We will be doing that at 7 p.m. We'll plan on doing that at 7 p.m. And between now and then, there's going to be 4 games to talk about. Hopefully, out of those 4 games, we have a win to talk about at least. Like, damn, it's been four losses in a row. 2 of them been in overtime, I guess, but it's still a loss. Yeah. So 4 in a row. Let's hope that they can do better against the Devils this time, because last time they played them, fucking sucked.
Yeah,
is what it is. Why do you think Thursday's game's at 7:30 instead of 7?
Oh, but you know what? Because it's a national broadcast game on ESPN.
Oh, right on. So puck drop probably will be closer to 8 even. Who knows? Dope. So got 4 games coming at you, talking about next week. Some more stuff. We'll talk about trade rumors. We'll talk about all sorts of fun things. Until then, have a good week. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. A little late, but we appreciate you.